and your safety.
That's
loud. Good morning, everyone. We're live. Good morning.
I'm Dick Eaker, WJR News, and now Paul W. Smith.
This is the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. No official auto show taking place this year. We're bringing the show to you. Today's stop highlights Ford Motor Company. The WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith is presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. Here's Paul.
So this is the future, and the future is now. We're not giving up what we've always done in this world. We're not going to let the virus keep us from doing that. So we're doing the WJR Road Show and the Paul W. Smith Show this morning. And we're featuring the Ford Motor Company, just as if we were doing yet another auto show. And we will feature over the next few weeks Ford Motor Company, Toyota Motor Company, General Motors, and FCA. And each Friday for the next several weeks, we'll be doing that and looking forward to it. But we especially look forward to the fact that it's Friday!
Yay!
Oh, man, you can say that again.
Yay!
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's Friday, September 18th. Wow. The 262nd day of 2020. There are 104 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And this is the final Friday of the summer, the autumnal equinox coming Tuesday morning at 9:30. And that's part of what I wrote my column about that will run in Monday's paper. Ann asked me a moment ago, and I just finished the column about 3 hours ago, and I didn't remember what it was until I gave the date. Well, here we are, the team. Dick Havener just finished our WJR News and Information, presented the way news is meant to be presented. We have to coax him. We have to drag out of him an opinion, whereas most other newspaper, radio, television newscasts are very obvious in their opinion and their editorial content that's quote unquote on the front page instead of on the editorial page where it all belongs. But Dick keeps it back there at all times, and we admire that, appreciate it.
You stated that very well.
Well, it's what you do and what you do well, and what's
better than I could,
I think. Dana Clark is here, of course, doing traffic and weather. Our little names aren't up there. Where did those go? I noticed yesterday in our meeting, our Zoom meeting, our names were completely different. Each person's. There we go. Thank you. This way, I don't forget who I am, and Dana doesn't forget who she is. And
TGIF, people.
Yeah, really. So Brian Morton back in the Golden Tower, maybe putting our names up there just now. I'm not sure which buttons he can press anymore and which ones he doesn't. Curtis is here. Curtis Paul, it was a surprise because of our special broadcast, the Paul W. Smith WJR Road Show from Ford Motor Company today. And Kim is up. She's been up longer than me. And, of course, the woman who never sleeps, our executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Dom. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Road Show.
Happy Road Show for the next several Fridays. Looking forward to it. We'll meet some interesting people, in this case from Ford Motor Company, and see some of the things they've been doing besides building cars. And we know, of course, because Jim Hackett's been with us along the way, Mr. Farley along the way, too. Talking about the PPE and all the different things the Ford Motor Company and all the hardworking men and women of Ford have done and continue to do to serve this great country of ours. It is almost 5:43 on WJR.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Invisible Fence brand introduces the all-new Boundary Plus Smart System. Advanced pet containment technology paired with new smart features keeps your pet protected in your yard. Visit InvisibleFence.com to schedule your free consultation. That's InvisibleFence.com.
And our WJR traffic and weather first with the aforementioned Dana Clark.
Traffic first sponsored by Shelving.com. Shelving.com has a wide selection of Metro brand shelving and storage products now offered at new lower prices. From their popular chrome wire shelving to antimicrobial Metro Max units, Shelving.com is the best spot to shop for your Metro product needs. At Shelving.com, we rack your world. Accident-free on the roadways. Upcoming construction tonight at 9 p.m. This is in St. Clair Shores. 94 westbound will shut down between 696 and 75 to reopen, scheduled Monday at 5 a.m. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Super Car Wash. Join Super Car Wash's Unlimited Wash Club, and you can wash every day for as low as $12.95 a month. At all 11 locations, it's quick, easy, contactless, including free vacuums, free hand towel dry. That's Super Car Wash. With 11 locations, look super, go unlimited today.
Chilly air settles in as cool Canadian high pressure is winning, and frost advisories for some areas off to the south and southwest of us. The nighttime hours tonight, it's going to get cold here for this time of year. A run through the day today with any clouds around, giving way to clear sky, 61. Tonight, 40 in town means 30 suburbs and patchy frost. Tomorrow, sunny, 62. Sunday, sunny in the mid-60s. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic on Newstalk 760 WJR.
And we've got 47 degrees. It is a bit nippy out there when we went out to get the newspapers. Noon till 3, Rush Limbaugh joins us Monday through Friday. And right here, first thing in the morning at now 5:45. Rush?
Kathleen Parker is alarmed. She's a columnist at Washington Post. She's worried about the wildfires devastating California, Washington, and Oregon. She's anxious about the tropical storms and the hurricanes in the Atlantic Ocean and Gulf of Mexico. Kathleen Parker says it'd be naive to expect that our environment's going to get better by itself because there are 8 billion people crowding the earth, and we are destroying Earth's natural protective barriers. She says that Earth, after all, is a living organism fighting for her life, and we humans, we're scum. We're the pandemic of Earth. Ms. Parker, who made her bones as a conservative columnist, is now never Trumper. I don't know what happened. She's now spouting this ridiculous environmentalist wackoism that is conventional wisdom on the left. Now, let's get this straight. Earth is not fighting for her life. On planet Earth, hurricanes, tropical storms, floods, fires, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, all of these natural calamities, they're not rare, they're not unexpected, they're not abnormal, they are nature. The Earth is not overcrowded, and human beings, you and me, going about our daily lives as we were created to do, are not a plague. We're not going to destroy the planet. We couldn't if we tried. We've been gifted with our lives on this earth. We are part of nature. We're not a pandemic, despite what liberal fearmongers want you to believe. It's just sickeningly wrong.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 today, right here on WJR. It is so, it's heartwarming, actually, first thing in the morning here, when we get started, right after Dick finishes his news, to see, at least on my computer, the way it's set up, I can see all of our special family that joins us, not just listening in, but watching us as well. And today we'll be online here on YouTube, Facebook, and however else we're coming to you that you can hear us and see us. And we're going to be up all day, all morning like this for our 2020 Paul W. Smith Show, WJR Road Show, and Ford Motor Company, the company that we're featuring today. But that doesn't mean that we won't have other news and information of the day. We certainly will. I wanted to show you a little something here. I don't know where we were. We were traveling, and Kim needed some reading glasses, and she picked up these glasses. Like were we a pharmacy, or I don't know where we were. Oh, she's hearing me 15 seconds later, but she got these reading glasses, right, for herself, and she had them for weeks. She had these glasses and was just like this, and they were fine, and this is why she got them. They're colorful, they're fun. And every time she put them on, she'd feel this little rough edge, and she thought, gee, that's kind of funny, until one day, maybe 6 weeks into having these glasses, She found out that there were
That's
lights
funny.
on the glasses.
I
So,
love it.
I'm not coming in for a landing. I am
That's
not coming in for a
cool.
landing, although it looks like it.
I love it. Wait.
Yeah, help me in here. So she had no idea that these glasses, they didn't say anything on them or anything,
That is
cool.
cool.
were
Yes.
for reading in the dark.
Yes.
That's cool. Remember, I used to
Friday
have a
Night
pair of
Lights.
glasses. I
That's-
used to have, Friday Night Lights. I used to have a
Mhm.
pair of glasses like that. I loved them. She didn't even
Yes.
know that she had them, and lucky for her, they're too small for me because
Yeah.
I'd be wearing them all the time, turning the lights on.
Yeah, especially in a restaurant. Well, when we used to go inside a restaurant, and it's dark and you can't see the menu.
Inside a restaurant.
Yeah.
What a unique,
What's that about?
curious. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Chicken sandwiches are coming back big
Mhm.
time. I don't hear anything about Popeyes. But I loved that sandwich. And the Chick-fil-A one that I mentioned yesterday with the pimento cheese and some peppers, and to me it sounded pretty good because the one thing I think they do a great job at Chick-fil-A, but that sandwich is boring compared to all the chicken sandwiches out there.
Welcome back to the WJR Roadshow with Paul W. Smith. Presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. With more from Ford Motor Company, here's Paul.
Well, nice to be here on our WJR, the 2020 WJR Roadshow, the Paul W. Smith Show and Ford Motor Company in the next several weeks, featuring all of our important automotive industries, the OEMs. And we're just chatting about this being a Friday. I think we're all happy that it's Friday, even though some of these days kind of run together, given the way our lives are right now. Friday still has special significance. Anybody
Yes.
doing anything special for the weekend? Going from the living room to the family room, that sort of thing?
Sounds about right. Paul, talk to us a little bit about this Benadryl challenge that Kim brought to our attention. What an odd thing.
Well, there have been so many odd things that kids have been doing, and I don't know who's leading them into this or why, but it seems as if the kids are doing things that can have major consequences, deadly consequences. And I don't know exactly how this works other than they apparently take a whole bunch of Benadryl. It's called the Benadryl Challenge, and it's on TikTok now. They take a whole bunch of Benadryl until they feel buzzed or high or something. I don't know. And this is not something to play around with. This is serious business.
Well, a 15-year-old has died.
Right. That's what and they believe that's it. Did the Benadryl Challenge prompt warnings of an overdose risk? I don't know. I don't remember ever seeing overdose warnings about Benadryl, other than you never take anything in other ways than what it's prescribed for or suggested for. It's like the guy using the whippets from whipped cream to jump his car over the drawbridge the other day. There's a lot of stupidity out there, but this is something that why our kids would join in on something like this without automatically understanding how dangerous it is frightening. And I'll place it on the lack of education. I don't know. Is that what it is? How could they not know something like this is not just a fun game? It's a killer. A dangerous Benadryl challenge on TikTok may be to blame for the death of an Oklahoma teen. The latest in a growing number of dangerous social media challenges may have resulted in the tragic death of this teenager. 15-year-old girl reportedly died from an overdose of Benadryl. And this was supposed to be an otherwise happy and faith-driven teen, was not one to experiment with drugs, didn't, I guess, look at this as experimenting with drugs, but looked at it as being involved in the TikTok challenge. And we already know that TikTok has just taken over. I mean, these kids, they live to get these counts on TikTok by putting on unusual videos or whatever. It's controlling their lives. They're just so involved with it. And the whole challenge here is to do enough Benadryl in the so-called Benadryl challenge on TikTok is to trip out or hallucinate after taking a dozen or more doses of Benadryl. It's just the same dosage to cause hallucinations is very close to the same dosage that can be life-threatening. So
Crazy.
Again, we have to talk to our kids and we have to say, please tell me you're not doing this, or that you understand that this has killed someone and can kill you. So don't do it. Don't do this. You're not stupid. Don't act stupid. I don't know what else, to say. It's I hadn't heard about it till Kim just gave this to me. Benadryl challenge. Are you kidding me? Go out and do it. Go out and challenge the makers of the chicken sandwiches. See which one's best.
Chicken challenge.
The extent of the chicken challenge, for God's sakes. Now, listen to this one. Speaking of chicken sandwiches, Cinnabon has a chicken sandwich.
Oh,
really?
Cinnabon, frozen cinnamon buns, chicken sandwich, now available at Walmart and coming soon to Target and Safeway. So
Wait,
this is
with cinnamon buns and chicken in between?
It appeers to be that, yeah.
That's over the top.
The brand's first line of frozen food now on sale at Walmart stores nationwide includes 3 sweet and 3 savory breakfast items such as caramel pecan ooey gooey rolls, frosting-filled cinna pastry, jalapeno cheddar sausage bites, cheddar roll sausage and egg sandwich, and a cinna biscuit chicken sandwich. No. Ann gets a no on that. No, Ann.
Dana, look at
for me.
Dana. Dana's a thumbs up.
Thumbs up for me.
Well, it's Ann. It's food.
It's food.
It's Dana.
It's food. And it's sweet.
Food. It's Dana. And it's sweet. So you get it all in.
You got me at hello.
Sweet, you get sweet and savory.
Right.
I'm going thumbs up because I'm hungry.
Yeah,
I don't know why
exactly.
I am hungry. So what's that, honey? Dick, are you in or out on this Cinnabon? Not that I'm going out and buying frozen Cinnabon sandwiches.
Oh,
He's out. You're
not
more
interested.
You're more of
Won't
a
be doing it.
you're a traditional guy.
Well, the other thing isn't today like National
Yes.
Cheeseburger Day?
Today is National Cheeseburger Day. Yeah.
Now that
No,
sounds good.
count me in for that.
And we have
Yeah,
a bunch of
I'm in for
places.
that.
I love cheeseburgers. And we got guys that are out there. We'll give a list after the news here next of people who have special food deals because it's a National Cheeseburger Day.
Perfect.
We aim to please and we aim to feed you.
Special needs.
It is 5:56 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Invisible Fence brand introduces the all-new Boundary Plus Smart System. Advanced pet containment technology paired with new smart features keeps your pet protected in your yard. Visit InvisibleFence.com to schedule your free consultation. That's InvisibleFence.com.
We've got our WJR traffic and weather for you right now. We've got it first, and we've got Dana Clark.
Paul W., very quiet start out there. Nothing but some upcoming construction tonight. Traffic first sponsored by Operating Engineers 324. Operating Engineers 324 run the heavy equipment that's building Michigan's roads. Remember to slow down, pay attention in work zones. For the workers' safety and yours, OE 324, we build, we operate, we maintain. Visit OE324.org. 94 westbound will shut down at 9 p.m. tonight. All lanes will close between 696 and 75. They will reopen 5 a.m. Monday morning. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Gordon Chevrolet. Been to a dealership advertising a crazy low payment, only to find the payment is way too high? Say bye-bye and give Gordon a try. Visit online at gordonchevrolet.com or stop by their outdoor showroom at Gordon Chevrolet on Ford Road, just west of Merriman in Garden City. Gordon Chevrolet, find new roads. Chilly start once again today. Clear skies, 50 degrees. Is it time to bring out the winter clothes? It could be. Today we are expecting some sunshine, but we're only going to make it to 60 tonight. Clear skies. Could see some frost overnight. Your low 41. Saturday, sunny, 61. Mainly sunny on Sunday, 65 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 2 minutes.
So, the other interesting story is that we've been talking about all week is this EEE, the Eastern Equine Encephalitis.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a guy in a resident, I don't know if it's a man or a woman in Berry County who now has it. So they're starting to tell people, how we're trying to stay outside because of COVID.
Yeah.
So here's the headline in CNN. Not only are Michigan health officials dealing with the coronavirus, but they're also trying to contain the spread of a rare mosquito-borne disease. And they're telling us to go inside after dark.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a drag because a couple of times I've said to Kim we should go sit outside in the backyard or go in the pool or something. But if it starts to get dusk, between dusk and dawn, it'd be foolish to be out there.
But what about mosquito spray? Wouldn't you use some kind of good spray?
Yeah, and we've had Rose out here, and we have little mosquito candles, and as it's gotten colder, the mosquitoes don't appear to be as active, but we haven't had a frost yet to get rid of them, to kill those.
And why does this problem only pop up in the fall, I wonder? Because we don't have to worry about this in the hot summer, which is interesting.
Haven't heard much about it then, have we?
But we've got all these high school football games tonight.
Yeah.
And so they're saying that they are encouraging people to postpone, reschedule, or cancel outdoor activities occurring at or after dusk, particularly those involving children.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So we really are dealing with a couple different things here.
Yeah, all those games will be at night.
I think they're around dusk, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now for the college games, we aren't going. They haven't put that kind of rule on the high school games, I guess, huh?
Well, the high school games, they're warning parents that they better protect themselves tonight because I think parents can go. I think they can go and watch the games because I don't know, though. Paul's got a good question here. If they can fill like a high school stadium or a high school field. I'll look that up. That's a good question.
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, I think that for whatever reason in high school they're letting them go.
Really?
Like 2 guests.
Each player can have, well, I don't know who's out there enforcing this, but she said that each player can have 2 guests.
Oh, okay.
Which is, that's going to be very tough for families. When you have somebody in the family that's playing football, you all want to go and root them on.
And that's a big activity in Michigan, like a big Friday night thing.
Sure. Have you guys seen, on a different topic, and no less, this is a weird topic. I saw it late last night. Any of you get facials?
Oh, yeah.
Used to. Yeah.
Not right now, but yeah.
No. There's something new, because there's always something new. And it's a snail facial. And I saw a woman lying back in a chair with big snails crawling all over her face. It would take a lot of money that you'd have to pay me to get a snail facial. I can't imagine paying someone to have their snails drag all over your face.
Why? What is that purpose of that?
Yeah, what do they do?
It's supposed to. It made my skin feel silky and soft. Really? Yeah. She said as she was enjoying her lunch of escargot after the snail facial. I might do it if there's escargot available.
Right.
But I don't even, as I think about it, I don't want to eat a snail that's been crawling all over my face or anyone else's face.
Mm-hmm.
So
what a way to ruin a good snail.
Link Bessert has weighed in, and he says
facials.
He's back on football. He
Oh.
says they are going to Ben's first football game tonight.
Okay.
So that would be somewhere in Grosse Pointe, I believe. And he says, like Kim says, each player got 2 wristbands for family members or guests. So they are distributing wristbands.
Okay.
Just that makes sense. That seems smart.
Yeah, makes sense. Unless one of the 2 or both of the 2 have COVID. I don't know what anyone's doing to make sure that's not the case. I mean,
Ronald says Orchard Lake last night took everyone's temperature.
I've seen that a lot. I've gone to places where they've taken.
Have you ever been there? And I've stood in front of the things too, where they automatically, they don't touch you and it just automatically gives your temperature and you're on your way. Has anyone been around when someone's temperature was high and somebody had to step in and say, what I presume they would say is, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You have a fever. You can't come in.
I have been wondering about this.
Never have seen it.
So what if there's a big event, Paul? Think about it like this. This is exactly what I've been thinking about. That's the problem. Paul and I think about the exact same thing.
Well, believe you me, that is a problem.
So what ends up happening is, let's say there's a really nice event and you're all excited and you go to the event and your temperature is too high to go in. I mean, has that happened? Have we heard any stories about that?
I have. You would presume that could happen, but I haven't seen it.
Wouldn't that be the worst, though? And who's the person that's going to say, I'm really sorry, but you can't attend this wedding?
Yeah, who's going to enforce that? And, you know, look, we've had fistfights from people saying, where's your mask? Let alone saying, no, I'm sorry, you can't come into this major event that you've been planning on coming to finally after COVID. What are you trying to say, honey? Just say it real loud. So she asked the lady at the Grand Traverse Resort, when we went to the Grand Traverse Resort, we had to stand in front of a thing that would automatically read. And then there was like a guard, a man or a woman sitting in a chair behind that. So Kim apparently asked, she had 3 high fevers. And what happened was, interestingly enough, all 3 of them were actually holding a cup of coffee, and the reader was reading the coffee. I'm sorry, you cannot come in. You have a temperature of 150 degrees. I think you should be dead, but apparently you're not. But you're not bringing your 150-degree temperature in here. All right, step up there again. Well, maybe if I set my coffee down. Oh, there you go. You're okay now. 3 of them because they were carrying coffee.
That makes sense too.
Yeah, it does make sense. It may not make sense to carry coffee.
No, yeah, right. No.
A heat-seeking, temperature-reading piece of
Paul
equipment.
W. Smith. No official auto show taking place this year. We're bringing the show to you. Today's stop highlights Ford Motor Company. The WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith is presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. Here's Paul.
And we thank all of those sponsors, and we thank all of you listening in at 760 on the AM dial, WJR. And also, all morning long till 9 o'clock, we will be streaming the show, audio and video, on YouTube and Facebook, and wherever else you get some of your social media, we will be there. On a special occasion, the 2020 WJR Roadshow, Paul W. Smith, Ford Motor Company, our featured guest, if you will, for the day. We'll meet some nice people from Ford Motor Company. And, of course, we'll continue to take care of business as well across the board because there's a lot of news happening, as always. This Friday, September 18th, the final Friday of summer, the 262nd day of 2020 with 104 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. looking at a big graphic of a big mosquito, big ugly mosquito that has no reason for existing, with triple E in Michigan, the eastern equine or equine encephalitis is a problem that we don't need. I'm going to not go through my whole thing about how we almost got rid of mosquitoes, and then it was decided that DDT was killing too many other things, and so the mosquitoes got a reprieve, and well, now they're everywhere again. The difference is they're causing all kinds of problems, and they're not simple problems with the various diseases that we're getting from these mosquitoes. Triple E right now, certainly one of the worst, although the other diseases you get from mosquitoes are very bad and can affect you for years as well. The World Health Organization chief says we can fight the virus back again. We can fight the virus back again. That sounds like a confused headline sentence to me. I don't know if I know what that means, and I can guarantee you the World Health Organization doesn't have any idea what it means, as they have dropped the ball on the one thing they're in existence for, that they've been practicing for all their lives, so to speak. And a pandemic that everybody apparently knew was coming, including the president, and nobody got it right to make sure that we could all be in better and safer shape. And now the World Health Organization is warning of very serious problems now in Europe with alarming rates of virus transmission. Apparently, the World Health Organization was napping while we've lived these last 6-7 months now. It's crazy. So, European markets mixed with the coronavirus spike. These are things that are not just our problems, they're worldwide problems that we're dealing with. Add to ours the politicalization. I'll never get it out right. Anyway, the politics involved. I'd rather talk about the National Cheeseburger Day with some great deals and free food today at McDonald's, really the king, Applebee's, and more. You guys, you probably don't do much fast food, and I know you don't. I don't know about you, Dana. Do you do much fast food?
No.
Dick, occasional fast food. No, yeah.
Okay, not much.
The last fast food I had was chasing down the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, me too.
And I admit that the Popeye chicken sandwich was excellent. The chicken sandwich buying experience was so lousy. I don't think I'll do it again. But what if you had to go, since it's people our age or whatever, our group not doing it so much, but if you had to go, which one would you go to? You're out there
for a cheeseburger.
Well, to get a cheeseburger or whatever it is you like from the fast food place. I'll tell you mine quickly. I like the quarter pounder with cheese as a simple go-to. If I have to choose something and don't need to think about it a lot, a quarter pounder with cheese is like a reliable friend to me. And what I try to order it with just something like just pickles and onion or whatever, so that I have a chance of getting one that wasn't actually made the day before.
Smart.
And even that, I think they've caught on. Remember how you'd get a cheeseburger, you get a cheeseburger, it's the same. Then you say, could I have just pickles and onions? And you got that cheeseburger, and there was something unique about it. And then you realize, this is hot and warm as if it just came off the grill. Anyone else make that discovery along the way? I think all of us have, and I think they caught on. I don't know.
I would go with Culver's. I would do a
Culver's.
You know what?
I haven't been to Culver's yet.
Culver's. In fact, I just had a Culver's.
Did you?
And if Kim will eat it, that's a big deal because she did.
It seems fresh.
Butter burgers are fresh and delicious. I don't know. I was going back to my earlier days before I knew Culver's. Speaking of Link Bessert, who you mentioned a moment ago, going to see Ben play football and all of that, he introduced me to Culver's Butterburgers.
Mm-hmm.
Life will never be the same.
Mm.
I love Culver's.
The veggie burgers are good too.
Are they? Okay.
I have to say that I haven't had one from there, but we've had veggie burgers at home here. Kim makes them, and they're fine. I just am a little nervous about so many of them having so many chemicals
Yes.
in them. I mean,
I'd be worried about that too.
there's so much stuff in some of these veggie burgers that I'm just not convinced they're as healthy for you as they appear to be. That's just my thought. We're staying online, not just at 760 WJR, but YouTube, Facebook, all through the show on our 2020 WJR Roadshow, the Paul W. Smith Show. And today, celebrating Ford Motor Company. And doing that now at 6:14.
This report is sponsored by Fresh Time Market.
It's no surprise that healthy living begins with what we eat. Stop by Fresh Time Market for premium Black Angus beef T-bone steak, $6.99 a pound, now through September 22nd. You can trust Fresh Time to bring you real food at real affordable prices.
Our Opportunity Detroit is scheduled for 5 a.m. this Saturday. We're going to have just a taste of that as we do our Opportunity Detroit preview on Fridays. And we'll say hi to Gina Pendred, Architecture Project Manager for Bedrock, coming up after we take a look at our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
Still quiet out there this Friday. Traffic First sponsored by the Detroit VA Healthcare System veterans. A Detroit VA Healthcare System reminds you to not let COVID-19 postpone your healthcare needs. The Detroit VA is ready to care for you in their medical facilities and through online video visits. To learn more, visit detroit.va.gov. Construction St. Clair Shores tonight, 9 p.m. All lanes will shut down along 94 westbound between 696 and 11 Mile. They will reopen Monday, 5 a.m. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Sponsored by Marathon. No matter where your travels take you, Marathon can improve your engine performance with quality top-tier gasoline. Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
High pressure winning and winning in a big way. Any cloud around gives way to sunshine as we head on through today. Sun and clouds this afternoon. High only 61 degrees. Little northeast breeze around. Clear tonight, 40, 30 suburbs. Sunshine tomorrow, 62. Sunny Sunday, 65. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic on News Talk 760 WJR.
At Al Debe Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, lease a 2020 Ram 1500 Bighorn for only $122 a month, or 2020 Jeep Compass Limited, just $108 a month. Al Debe, your hometown dealer in Clarkston.
Thinking about life insurance? Did you know in just a few minutes you can find the best price from up to 10 price competitive companies for free? You can with Select Quote.
Brian wants
For
you
example,
to...
George,
I had it in my hand, but he went to the next commercial.
Okay, cool.
Control his blood pressure. But when I shop,
I don't know if he wants me to do it out of this one now.
10-year, $500,000 policy for
He
under.
says out of this spot.
Now I don't hear the
Believe
spot.
me,
There we
if
go.
Select Quote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-890-6688. That's 800-890-6688. 800-890-6688. Or go to selectquote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
47 degrees at News Talk 760 WJR at 6:17. The Paul W. Smith WJR Roadshow is underway. You'll be able to tune in all morning long on Facebook or YouTube and see some great things going on. We're watching some Ford Motor Company folks creating some ventilators and the face masks and everything that they've been doing. It did it before they were even asked by the government. They were doing it, and God bless them for that, and all the folks in the auto industry that have chipped in and converted lots of equipment over to helping our first responders. That still continues because they're still responding first. Over the years, our Michigan communities have been through many ups and downs, and this year, without question, one of the most difficult we face together, brings comfort to know that when it comes to our health, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan continues to be here for it all of it. For 81 years, Blue Cross has been committed to helping everyone in Michigan achieve better health and to strengthening our communities. That's why they work with doctors in every county, providing insurance to people in every zip code, while also providing needed funds to care for the uninsured in free clinics across Michigan. And as we all look to the future, Blue Cross will be here, providing members on-demand access to the care they need through Blue Cross online visits, a 24-hour nurse line, and the Blue Cross mobile app. For generations, Blue Cross has stood behind their members' care and the communities we call home. Blue Cross is here for it all and always will be. In fact, you can learn more at hereforitall.com. That's hereforitall.com. 618 at 76.
Hi, I'm Dennis Miller from the Dennis Miller Option, which is my podcast. I always assume once they gave it that title, they pretty much had to, they had to call me to host it.
But not every cause is the end of the world as we know it. And geez, we're turning our things that we usually went to into the belly of the beast.
I'm talking politics, pop culture, current events, pretty much anything else that pops into my head. It's sort of stream of consciousness. Listen and subscribe to the Dennis Miller Option for free.
On Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows.
So, Dub.
Yes, ma'am.
Just so you know, I'm right backstage. So I'm going to put myself backstage so people can enjoy these videos, and I'll pop back in at 6:30 to make sure you're doing okay.
All righty. Yeah, because I guess I'm going to have to stay over on the private chat instead of the comments, because that's the only way I can know that Brian's trying to reach me. The levels, by the way, up until the Dennis Miller thing, the levels have been very good this morning.
I noticed that too.
Big difference.
I noticed that. Yep, I would agree with you 100%. The other thing that's interesting from our viewers this morning and our listeners is they're all weighing in, and they mentioned Halo Burgers.
Halo Burgers are also fabulous. Miller's Burgers.
Miller's, yep. That's
Jerry Franks is mentioning there. Yeah, Miller's we've talked about before on the air.
Everybody wants a cheeseburger today, I believe.
I want a cheeseburger.
It's a cheeseburger day.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm right backstage if you need me, so I'll pop back in a bit.
Thank you. But everything I say is on air from this point on.
Yes, you are live.
Okay. It beats the alternative. And now we're watching some PPE and ventilator production once again. The good folks. Founded in 2011. Bedrock and its affiliates have invested and committed more than $5.6 billion to acquire and to developing more than 100 properties, including new construction of ground-up developments in downtown Detroit and Cleveland, totaling more than 18 million square feet. And where do we find Gina in the middle of all of that?
So I'm a project manager for the architecture team. With that, it means I help manage multiple design-related projects and initiatives. So a large part of my job is to help determine project deliverables, timelines, and budgets all around design and architecture.
And so you help, the best I can figure, some pretty big deals, some pretty big key office tenants with their overall look and Detroit's technology-centric downtown. And a lot of these companies are very new to the market.
Yes, absolutely.
And so talk to me about some of these tenants that we would be familiar with that you're helping.
So Bedrock has a range of tenants downtown, from Lululemon to Cornerstone Barrel House to a ton of different restaurants and retail, coffee shops, you name it.
Well, I can think of the various tenants over the years coming down there and seeing them, visiting offices for IBM or Microsoft or LinkedIn or StockX, Universal McCann, UBS. You got a lot of people, a lot of very important people there in the heart of downtown Detroit, in the heart of the Bedrock projects. And a bunch of retail tenants that we didn't have before, like H&M or Plum Market, or we've had people on from the Lip Bar and Six Saloon, and you mentioned Lululemon and Shake Shack, which is so fabulous. You really got a lot going on. And try to explain to me better, if you could, Gina Pendred with us, Architecture Project Manager at Bedrock, what exactly your role looks like at Bedrock.
So my role at Bedrock is really to just help manage our design-related projects. So working on large-scale developments like City Modern, the Free Press building, the May Company building in Cleveland, and just making sure that all of the project deliverables and timelines and budgets are met within all of those design-related projects.
Well, and we've got the month of design, and maybe if you'd better explain how Bedrock is involved this year all the way.
Yeah, so September is recognized as a month of design in Detroit to honor the city's designation as a UNESCO City of Design. Detroit is the only city in the country who has been granted this recognition. The entire month is a celebration of art and design in the city with different talks, exhibitions, fashion pop-ups, and tours that are taking place. So this year, Bedrock is involved in a number of different ways. We are hosting a few artists, Christina Beatty and Treese Clark, in some of our spaces where the public can actually go and check out their work. Another big thing we're hosting this year are virtual tours of City Modern and the Press 321, which is formerly known as the Detroit Free Press building. These will be exclusive first looks into two of Bedrock's soon-to-be completed residential buildings.
That'll be kind of exciting, these virtual tours of City Modern and the Press 321. Give me a little bit more about what those are going to be like.
The tours are going to be a unique insight into the history, design, construction, and amenities of these two properties. So each tour will be narrated by Bedrock officials, local architects, city executives, and community members. They'll be giving insight into how they were involved in those projects. So a few examples of the narrators include Alan Cobb, president and CEO of Albert Kahn Associates, Maurice Cox, the former Detroit planning director, Mona Ross Gardner, the chair of the Brush Park Community Development Corporation and also a local small business owner, and our very own Melissa Dittmer, our senior vice president and chief design officer at Bedrock. So the goal here is to celebrate each of these locations' history and their architectural significance to the city of Detroit.
Gina Pendred is here, Architecture Project Manager for Bedrock. Who can participate in all of this, Gina?
Anyone is welcome to join the tour. So the unique thing about the tour being virtual is that there's no limit to the number of people who can tune in to get a sneak peek of some of these properties.
And can you give us advice on how people can find out more information, how people can register?
Absolutely. So the virtual tour of the Press 321 will take place on Tuesday, September 22nd from 6 to 7 p.m. And those interested can register and find out more information on the Design Corps website under the Month of Design schedule. The virtual tour of City Modern is also on the Design Corps website and will take place on Friday, September 25th from 6 to 7 p.m.
All right. Excellent. Thanks for letting us know about it. Gina Pendred, Architectural Project Manager for Bedrock. We'll talk again, Gina. Thanks so much.
Thank you. You too.
As we continue on the Paul W. Smith Show at WJR.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Invisible Fence brand introduces the all-new Boundary Plus Smart System. Advanced pet containment technology paired with new smart features keeps your pet protected in your yard. Visit InvisibleFence.com to schedule your free consultation. That's InvisibleFence.com.
Let's check in our WJR traffic and weather. First, we've got Dana Clark. Don't we? Dana. Maybe you can hear her, but I can't. Maybe Dana's not there. It appears that she is not there. Unless you guys can hear her, but I don't think so. All right, let's take care of some weather information then, Brian. All right. Not hearing anything there.
I think they can hear her on the air, but we can't hear her on StreamYard. So she is there. You're just hearing a music bed.
So, why is that happening?
Is that going to happen for the whole show?
In this era of so many changes, Royal Brand Ford's
Curtis?
dedication to exceptional customer
We
service
need to know
our online
why
fast track
that's
program
happening.
enables you to price
That
vehicles,
hasn't
value
happened
your trade,
to us.
Levels are back
then
horrible again.
home or office delivery. Rather meet up the traditional way? We're open for business with extra emphasis on sanitizing and your safety.
Royal Bryan has the best deal around.
Tune in to the Rich Paul Show Saturdays at 9 a.m., Mondays at 7 p.m. This week on the program, financial planning with Charles Barkley, as well as some email questions.
So, Paul, Brian says that Dana's backfeed was wrong, and he's going to fix it right now because we need to hear Dana.
Oh yeah,
on the stream, and we have in the past. So I
Right.
think he can fix this for us.
Okay.
So,
Yep. We can't
stand by.
And the problem is no one can tell me anything. And when I looked at first, there wasn't anything there, but then it did say she's there. But if I can't hear her, it's
kind of it's disconcerting.
well, I don't know when it's over, for
Right.
example.
I know. I couldn't hear it either. Okay, so that was me. Had her set up for the round table, forgot to set her for the stream. She's fixed. Okay, great. And the weather is fixed too, Brian? Because we didn't hear the weather when Paul called for the weather.
Because I thought that we didn't have
Sure. Right.
her. So
I would have done the same thing. Okay.
and to switch over to the other headphones and other microphone to try to talk directly to Brian was not going to work.
No.
Timing wise.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so coming up next, we are going to be chatting with Mr. Courtney and Mr. O'Hara about the Lions game.
Right.
And Lions countdown to kickoff is at 10 o'clock, starts at 10 o'clock.
That's on my...
I didn't call it. It is called countdown to kickoff, if you'd like to add that in.
You mean... let's see.
The 10 o'clock thing is called Lions countdown to kickoff.
Oh, okay.
So... I don't know. Are the Lions playing away this weekend, or are they playing in Detroit? I guess it doesn't matter since you can't really go see them.
They're playing on my television set. That's
all that matters, right?
They're taking on the Packers. Whoops. I kind of thought they were going there, but I don't know.
Oh, Ron says don't forget Red Coat Tavern, Paul. Red Coat Tavern on Woodward. Well, there's two. There's one on Orchard Lake in Farmington Hills, and there's one on Woodward. I think that's Royal Oak. Red Coat Tavern has excellent cheeseburger.
They have a fabulous cheeseburger.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, isn't that where we went for cheeseburgers at Red Coat Tavern? Because Jamie loves them. And so
they're so big, though. I mean,
I had never been there before Kim took me.
4 people could
A
eat
few
one.
years ago. Yeah. Or one of us. Maybe 4 of you, Ann, but not for the rest of it. We
Paul.
carnivores.
Seriously, they're huge.
They are. But that's right. I'm glad people have reminded me because the go-to easy one was the quarter pounder with cheese, but nothing beats a Halo burger with olives, green olives, or a butter burger. Those are just delicious, and those are homegrown burgers. Those are Michigan made, if you will. So those are excellent choices. So a lot of people are having specials because it's National Cheeseburger Day. So that's it. It's a little disconcerting not to hear the station.
Here, I can do that.
Just because
Public safety says one trooper was sitting in his cruiser in a Phoenix neighborhood when a car pulled up. The passenger got out and opened fire with an AK-47. CPS says the trooper was helping other troopers in a separate investigation when that ambush happened. 2 other troopers ran over and opened fire on the suspects. That's when the car drove away and the troopers arrested 17-year-old Luis Espinoza Acuna. DPS is looking for the driver who escaped.
That's Fox News correspondent Jackie Ibanez. Police are looking for 2 suspects after shots were fired in Camden, New Jersey at the home of 2 police officers while they were on the 2nd floor with their 10-month-old child. Joe Biden in a CNN town hall event. President Trump held a rally in Wisconsin. That's what's going on in the presidential campaign. Former Macomb County prosecutor Eric Smith will plead guilty today in a Zoom hearing in Detroit federal court on obstruction of justice charges. She may be under suspicion for her own reality years ago. A reality star is now looking to bring animal abusers to justice in an upcoming reality series.
Activist and Tiger King star Carol Baskin set to produce and star in an unscripted series which will expose individuals and organizations for engaging in animal rights violations or animal cruelty. Baskin, who's been strutting her stuff on Dancing with the Stars, and her husband, Howard, working with ITV, America's Think Factory Media, for the unnamed project. It's reportedly being pitched to several streaming and broadcast platforms. The couple says the show will help us further our life's mission while bringing important stories and information to cool cats and kittens across the country.
And feeding husbands to hungry
News.
lions.
She didn't do all that well on Dancing with the Stars. The Michigan Department of Health reporting 829 new cases of the virus and 9 more deaths. On Wall Street, the Dow futures are down. I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News. More coming up with Paul W.
Hi, folks. Craig Hubble, General Manager at Crestview Cadillac in Rochester. Every day we go above and beyond to make sure we are Crestview Cadillac clean. This month, we have a big selection of Cadillacs with equipment you want. Find yours now at CrestviewCadillac.com and we'll deliver it to you today, sanitized. We do a ton of GM employee pricing. My price will be unmatched, you'll see. And I want to service your Cadillac right here. We have 30-minute oil changes, and you'll always get a Cadillac loaner here. Call us right now. See us on Rochester Road or at CrestviewCadillac.com.
Have you been told you need spine surgery or just sick of living in pain? The Disc Institute has a proven, painless alternative. If your neck, back, or sciatic pain is due to a herniated, degenerative, or bulging disc, then you actually have 2 problems. 1, your pain, and 2, your bad disc. Drugs, therapies, epidurals, and new pain
Pick your
only treat pain, but they're not
Wi-Fi you're hooked up
your disc problem. And this is crucial because your bad disc is what's causing your pain in the first place.
You know, mine does that now too. I don't know.
We'll
You got to put it on ours.
Ultimately lead to surgery.
Right.
At the Disc Institute, we have a proven
Whenever it won't
solution to
crank,
solve
you
both
should
of your
look at that.
problems. Your pain and the bad disc that's causing it with our high-tech, non-invasive treatments. This is what can stop your pain without surgery. We'll even review your MRI for no charge.
To schedule an appointment at the Farmington, Clinton Township, or Grand Blanc locations, call 586-416-DISC. That's 586-416-3472. Don't miss the Trading Group Show Saturdays at 6 p.m. on WJR. Learn how you can earn a full-time income working from home as a short-term trader. Our proven system has helped thousands of people achieve financial freedom, and there is no prior experience needed. For information, call 888-646-8787. That's 888-646-8787. Or listen to The Trading Group Show, Saturdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 760 WJR.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. With more from Ford Motor Company, here's Paul.
And the Paul W. Smith WJR Road Show and Ford Motor Company, our special honoree, if you will. For the next several weeks, we take a look, a very deep and personal look at our OEMs, Ford, Toyota, General Motors, and FCA. And we're excited about some of the things we'll learn today. There have been some great big announcements from Ford, with the Rouge complex getting a $700 million jolt as Ford will build the electric vehicle production site there and add 300 jobs there and thousands of more jobs in other areas. But we'll be talking about that coming up shortly. We'll welcome Kumar Galhotra, the president of Americas and International Markets Group. Kumar has joined us in the past. Looking forward to it. But it's Lions football this weekend. Of course, the Lions take on the Green Bay Packers at 1 o'clock on Lions Radio, WJR. But the broadcast time starts at 10 in the morning. It's the Lions countdown to kickoff. and of course, handling all those duties, Mr. Steve Courtney, with a team of fellows that bring you some exciting information and the play-by-play and a little talk of the game afterwards as well. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Dove. Hello again, everyone. Indeed, your Detroit Lions back to work come Sunday. Early visit, September visit to Lambeau Field. Certainly beats December. I digress. A big game, obviously, for the Lions. They squander yet another fourth quarter lead in the opener at Ford Field last Sunday, falling to those Chicago Bears 27-23. Another division game, very important. Let's talk about it with the one and only Mo Better Blues, Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com. Mo, how are you this morning?
Morning, Michael.
I'm doing good. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Steve. Doing just great.
Well, here's the deal, my friend. Somewhat of a perfect storm. A lot of things going wrong for the Lions in the loss to the Bears. Two starting corners go down to injury. Starting linebacker Jamie Collins ejected inadvertently, making contact with the official in the second quarter. He certainly would have helped, Mike, in that second half. But, and of course, the DeAndre Swift drop, which has been topic of conversation this past week. It's a big game, Mike, and the Packers certainly don't feel sorry for the Lions in any way, shape, or form.
No, and I don't think the Lions feel sorry for themselves either. They put that behind them and go forward. I think it's among us and the fans that we linger on those things, and that's fine. But if you just think about it, how different this week would have been if DeAndre Swift would have caught that ball. You would have talked about, the gritty Lions gave up a lead, and then Matthew Stafford, in the starring role of Matthew Stafford, brings him back. Just completely puts away the interception that set up the go-ahead touchdown, and just went right through the Bears defense to get the ball to Swift for what would have been the game-winning touchdown. But none of that happened, of course. And here we are talking about another tough loss with the Detroit Lions going in to Lambeau Field on Sunday.
Yeah, it's disappointing. It's unavoidable, but it's disappointing that on the Friday after the bad game Sunday and before the good game this Sunday, by the way, the Lions will win this weekend, what are you laughing about?
I love your optimism. I really do.
But it's disappointing that here, this is the Detroit News. You still got Swift being quoted, and now it's turned into an out-of-body experience. That's not me, he said after the drop. I think it's time to drop that story and move forward. Look ahead.
Well, just one thing about that, though, Paul. In this day and age, the players aren't available in the locker room. The media, in fact, has no access to Allen Park, the headquarters. And so all of these interviews are done and arranged by the team, and they do a really good job. Eamon Reynolds and his staff of getting the players. But
wonderful job.
We didn't get DeAndre Swift until yesterday, so it was the first chance to talk to him. So that's why it is on Friday. I get your point, though. I really do. And it's not like, look, in my previews and all that, I'm going to mention that. That's just the way it is. But that's how they're parceled out. You get the players when you can. And like I said, they do a really good job of getting guys. It's just when you get them is when you get them.
I appreciate that.
And Paul, first time we got Jamie Collins was yesterday. And talking about first question was, how'd you get thrown out? So that's how that works.
I got you.
Meanwhile, there, Mo,
thanks for the explanation.
Defensively, we're looking at the Lions being extremely shorthanded at that defensive back position. Justin Coleman, Desmond Trufant, not going to be able to go. The good news is Lions Nation will be getting a look at the first-round selection out of Ohio State, Jeff Okudah. And here's the thing for Jeff. You will be making your NFL debut at Lambeau. Aaron Rodgers, 364 yards in their big road win over the Vikings last week to go along with 4 touchdowns. That, my friend, is going to be a challenge.
Well, let me go back on something here. And, Paul, we're going to go backward on this one. Opening day of 1967, it was Lem Barney's first game, first play as a Detroit Lion, intercepted a pass thrown by the great Bart Starr coming off a Super Bowl win, returned it for a touchdown. I'm not saying that Jeff Okudah is going to do the same thing. I'm not saying he's going to be a Hall of Fame cornerback, but things happen in football that you can't account for. Good things, bad things, average things. So you never know how he's going to react.
How are you looking at this one, Mo?
Well, I think it's going to be a good, tough game. Look, the Lions did some good things I think they probably played about 45 minutes of better football than the Bears did last week, but you've got to play the full 60. And the Packers gave up 24 points in the fourth quarter last week in the loss to the Vikings and still won 43-34. I don't think there's any Lambeau mystique anymore. I think it's going to be a good, tough, tight game, but I'll take the Packers 27-24. But a tight game all the way.
All right, sir. We shall talk about it come Monday morning. Hopefully, Matt Patricia, the Lions, find a way to get a win, get to 1-1. We take it from there. Appreciate it, Michael.
They will win.
All right, guys, thanks.
Michael, you can take it to the bank. The Lions will win.
You're on a heck of a losing streak, but I still have faith in you, brother.
You hold 1 year. See, you're going back in time. You hold 1 year when I think, what was it? I got it wrong 16 times in a row. Is that how many we lost?
Listen, but it's the first time I've had a chance to talk to you.
There's a reason they don't let us talk.
Yeah.
All right. Mike O'Hara, the extraordinary columnist at DetroitLions.com and broadcaster, and of course the one and only Steve Courtney, the iconic Steve Courtney, as the Lions take on the Green Bay Packers. 1:00 at Lions Radio, WJR, and the broadcast time starts at 10 in the morning with the Lions countdown to kickoff, and Steve and his band of merry men presenting a great broadcast for you. 6:44 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Invisible Fence brand introduces the all-new Boundary Plus Smart System. Advanced pet containment technology paired with new smart features keeps your pet protected in your yard. Visit InvisibleFence.com to schedule your free consultation. That's InvisibleFence.com.
And we've got it for you right here, right now. It's what we've been waiting for, our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
We do have an accident in the way and a closure, Paul. W94 eastbound approaching M59. A wreck is blocking the right shoulder. That's in Macomb. And then along 7 Mile, both directions eastbound and westbound at Gratiot, that is closed due to a multi-vehicle crash. Please avoid the area. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
Cool Canadian high pressure in and some chilly air. Chilliest since probably last spring or early summer. We'll continue with the unseasonably cool temperatures as we head on through the upcoming weekend. See some sunshine after a little cloud early today. 61, that's it. Tonight, 40, 30 suburbs. Tomorrow, sunny 62. Sunday, sunny 65. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
All righty. On these Friday morning visits at about this time, 6:45, we look forward to our Automotive Views with Jason Stein, publisher of Automotive News. No one does it better than Jason. And Automotive Views is brought to you by Yazaki. Bo, you keep it up. Yazaki, fully connected to vehicle electrification. Yazaki. Jason?
After years of conversation and promises, the game has changed in the pickup truck space, and possibly for good. The one barrier to the expansion of EV sales was rolled over with the force of an F-150 this week when Ford announced the details around its upcoming battery electric vehicle. Many were surprised at one element, the economics of the upcoming truck. Ford executives say the truck will be cheaper to own and more powerful than the current gasoline-powered pickup, addressing a common concern around electric vehicle ownership. Ford claims the lifetime cost of ownership of the electric F-150 will be roughly half that of the current generation vehicle. It will boast the fastest 0 to 60 miles per hour time and produce the most torque and horsepower in the nameplate's history. Ford's aim is simple: position the EV as a purpose-built work vehicle that can provide numerous benefits to fleet operators as well as traditional retail customers. This is only the start of a massive EV truck war that will include traditional and non-traditional players, but nothing we've seen before. With this week's Automotive View, I'm Jason Stein, publisher of Automotive News.
As the auto industry's reliance on internal combustion engines shifts to electric, electrification will be the foundation for any type of advanced mobility. And with more than 75 years of wire harness electrical and data solutions experience, Yazaki is your development partner for electric vehicles. Yazaki's customers have access to a comprehensive high-voltage products and systems portfolio. and the company's deep understanding of global automotive standards makes it the best choice to help drive and optimize your future vehicle's electrification systems and power distribution architecture. As a full-service supplier, Yazaki offers extensive additive manufacturing and rapid prototype capabilities. Its wide range of high-voltage research and testing resources helps customers integrate vehicle electrification, connectivity, and autonomy, fully connected to vehicle electrification. Learn more at yazaki-na.com. Axalta's Color of the Year has been highly anticipated and graciously received. This year, Axalta dove into its trend research and color technology to make a splash. Axalta Global Color Product Manager Nancy Lockhart, tell us what it is.
Axalta's 2020 Automotive Color of the Year is Sea Glass, a striking turquoise blue that captivates with sparkling effects and intense chroma. Inspired by a sense of sustainability in nature, Sea Glass infuses a tranquil yet confident style. Sea Glass evokes the calming, powerful elements found in oceanic depths, while staying on trend with the recent rise of blue vehicles. Sea Glass was formulated with built-in paint technologies that allow vehicle-to-vehicle detection to facilitate the advancement of autonomous mobility. Designed to be seen, Sea Glass brings striking rich color and detectability to the roadways.
For more, visit axalta.com/color. Axalta Coating Systems, inventors of your favorite color.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith, presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. With more from Ford Motor Company, here's Paul.
Pleasure being here with the folks from Ford Motor Company. We'll be saying hi to a variety of executives along the way. And what a pleasure it is to start our morning off from Ford in this road show, the 2020 WJR Road Show, which you can also see on YouTube and Facebook and hear, as well as on 760 WJR. What a pleasure it is to say hi again to the President of the Americas and International Markets Group for Ford Motor Company. Kumar Galhotra is here. Kumar, always a pleasure to see you.
Good morning, Paul. Thank you for having me again.
Well,
Great to see you.
It is our pleasure, and it's our pleasure to be able to be of the first to be talking about this fabulous announcement about the additional $700 million, a new plant, if you will, jobs at Rouge, plus the all-electric Ford F-150. I'm not sure where to begin, but what I can say overall is Ford's manufacturing presence in the U.S. Is huge, and it will continue to be with what you're announcing right now.
Absolutely, Paul, and it goes back to the very heritage of our company, back to the $5 day, back to creation of the middle class. So we firmly believe in a very strong American manufacturing base. We build more vehicles in the U.S. than any other automaker. We employ more hourly workers in the U.S. than any other automaker, and we are proud to be part of this manufacturing landscape in the U.S. That helps create lots of jobs and lots of careers, including people like me.
And this all comes under the umbrella of Built for America. This new ad campaign that we're proud to be a part of here at WJR in our partnership with Ford Motor Company. But I have to tell you, some of the excitement is really aimed at the 2021 F-150 as the production start time is coming. But the electric Ford F-150 has got a lot of people's attention. That's a battleground, and you're getting into it with all four wheels.
Absolutely. We've had truck leadership, especially in that segment, for decades. We know our customers well. We know their needs. And it is the very natural next step for us to go into a battery electric F-Series. And we've talked to our customers about it. We've talked to enthusiasts about it. They are really, really excited. And we're going to build it our iconic manufacturing facility, the Rouge Complex, as you mentioned.
Well, the plans that you have, Kumar, for the Rouge Complex, and you can go online and see a lot of this work, and we've played some of it on our broadcast as well. But what's happening with the artist rendering of the new factory that Ford is building to assemble the electric F-150 pickup starting in 2022, and all the battery equipment and things they're making, you're taking what in effect is hallowed ground, as you started our conversation off with, Kumar. This is where the $5 a day began and where the middle class was born. So I think it's extra special that you're taking that land and then putting in a truly state-of-the-art facility for a state-of-the-art F-150 electric vehicle.
Absolutely. That is the most iconic industrial space, I would argue, in the world, certainly in the United States. And it played a really, really rich role in our country's history of industrialization. And, it's had its ups and downs. Bill Ford talked about yesterday how in the 90s it was on the verge of being shut down, and Bill intervened personally to keep it around, and not only keep it around, but turn it into the greenest plant ever with the green roof. And now we're carrying on that tradition with a 100% sustainable plant that we're building for the BEV, for the battery electric F-150.
I haven't talked about this in a long time, so I'll bring it up again. It's not a secret that some in the auto industry almost made fun of or poked fun at Bill Ford with his vision years ago for where many of them are just now starting to realize they have to be. You reminded me of that, Kumar, when you talked about the grass on the roof.
Yeah, it's truly special to have a visionary like Bill be the chairman of our company. As you can tell, throughout his career, he was poking at the system, from within the system.
Sure.
And succeeded. That's great.
Well, you guys are doing great. This new 500,000 square foot electric vehicle manufacturing operation at the historic Ford Rouge Center. We're talking about the new jobs, minimum 300 new jobs to support battery assembly and production of hybrid and battery electric versions of this F-150 pickup truck. And I know that the most powerful F-150 pickup truck is on its way. And that's kind of exciting, too, because it's interesting as we balance the effect of any vehicle on our society has on our ecology. We still want the power. We still want the powerful vehicles. And Ford is working out a way to do that with the F-150, both in gas models and in electric models that are coming our way. It's exciting. It's an exciting time in the industry. Tough time, but an exciting time, I think, Kumar.
It is very, very exciting. As you said, the effect that F-150 has on our economy is enormous. We build the F-Series in 4 different assembly plants. We employ over 19,000 employees building those trucks. And we recently did a study, BCG actually did a study that showed that for every one of our employees that comes into one of our plants to build the F-Series, there are 4 other jobs created in supply-based Tier 2 suppliers, Tier 3 suppliers, the local economies. So just the F-Series is responsible for nearly 500,000 jobs. How exciting is that?
That is very,
and
very
we're going to make sure that the product continues to be what it stands for. It's built for tough. It's capable. It's going to meet our customers' needs. It's going to have a frunk. Once you remove the engine and the transmission, it creates that space that's lockable. You can carry your expensive equipment. It's safe, and it's going to be fun to drive. It's going to be the fastest 0 to 60 time of any F-150 we've ever made. More power than any F-150 we've ever made. More torque, and that torque gets to the road in a hurry because it's electric. The instantaneousness of that motor of getting the torque to the wheels is amazing. So very, very exciting time for the industry and for us.
One last question. As a fellow Michigan grad, how excited are you that there is, in fact, going to be Michigan football this year?
I am extremely excited. We need football in general, but we definitely need Michigan football. So I'm thrilled at that decision, and let's hope everybody can stay safe and play ball.
Absolutely right. Good seeing you, Kumar. Nice always talking with the president of Americas and International Markets Group, Ford Motor Company, the one and only Kumar Galhotra. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me, Paul. Great to see you.
Great to see you. Congratulations on such a big and important day, a new day at Ford Motor Company with the F-150 and the electric F-150 on the way at 6:58.
This report is sponsored by MGM Grand Detroit. At MGM Grand Detroit, they can't wait to see you again. They look a little different as they've made changes for your health and safety to ensure your visit will still be a grand time. They hope to see you soon. And remember to always mask up. 21 plus.
And we're checking it. Our WJR traffic and weather first. Dana Clark at 6:58.
New accident, Paul W. This one also in Macomb, M53 southbound at 23 Mile Road. Accident just reported. Also in Macomb, 94 eastbound approaching M59. Accident is blocking the right shoulder. Also a closure along 7 Mile, both directions, eastbound and westbound at Gratiot. It is shut down there. Multi-vehicle crash. Police are on the scene. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Chilly start. Definitely need a jacket if you're headed out this morning. Could it be time to take out warmer clothes? This weekend, we just struggling really to get into the 60s. Today, sunshine, some clouds mixed in, a high of 60 tonight. Clear skies, low 41 for Saturday, sunshine, a high of 61, and then more sunshine on Sunday, a high of 65. Clear skies, 50 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 1 minute.
America has always taken pride in our ability to innovate and produce. Manufacturing is a pillar in America that enables each of us to support our families and innovate. Manufacturing companies, large and small, are recommitting to that beautiful phrase, made in the USA. And they're committing to Eckhart. Eckhart is helping manufacturing companies reshore jobs to the USA, and they'd like to help you. To learn more about Eckhart, visit EckhartUSA.com. That's EckhartUSA.com. Eckhart, for the life of your line.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
WJR Detroit and WDVD HD2 Detroit, the great voice of the Great Lakes. 760 WJR, where Detroit comes to talk.
High school football will be played tonight in Michigan. The players wear 2 masks. One will be on their helmets, of course, but the other will be on their faces. Coaches and fans who come in must wear masks, and the rules limit the number of people who can be in the stands, 2 per player. The rules say that schools should consider using a digital ticket or cashless system to have the players bring their parents or whoever they want to come in into the stands. The schedule has 6 games. All teams will play in a playoff game after that. The first game was played last night with Orchard Lake St. Mary defeating Walled Lake Western. The Pac-12 could be the next to restart football in the college football world. That decision could come today. CV at colleges. A burst of coronavirus cases at the South Quad dorm at the University of Michigan, and 11 more large houses are under quarantine in East Lansing. 19 Michigan businesses are cited by the state for workplace violations related to the COVID-19 safety protocols. The biggest fines were at a Bell Tire store in Shelby Township, $7,000. The Story Roofing and ABSR Company in Buckley, Michigan, fined $4,200. A Home Depot in Dearborn Heights was fined $4,000. Movie theaters, concert houses, other venues in Miami are reopening today. They weren't closed by the hurricane, but by the virus. All businesses and patrons, of course, must comply with all of the new normal guidelines. Recovery efforts in Florida from the tropical storm are going on.
More than 400 high water rescues have been carried out in and around Pensacola, Florida from Hurricane Sally's unrelenting rains and storm surge, and the work isn't done yet. The race is on, especially with even more flooding possible in the coming days for parts of the Panhandle. An uneasy feeling for so many Floridians who already have water inside their homes.
That's correspondent Casey Stegall of Fox News. Europe is seeing a surge of new cases of the virus. Israel has imposed a strict lockdown rule for the second time in that country. President Trump continues to go after Joe Biden, suggesting that Biden isn't all there anymore.
He's not old. I always defend him in this. I have friends that are 85, 89, 92, 95, and they're 100%. There's just something wrong with Joe. He's off, okay? He's off. And I have no problem saying it anymore when I watch the disinformation, because this is not disinformation. This is fact.
Trump was at a rally in Wisconsin. Joe Biden had a televised town hall style event in Pennsylvania on CNN. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones futures are down. It was a downer day yesterday. I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News. More coming up with Paul W.
We know life's a little different. It's been a while since you've had a professional haircut, and it's been way too long since you've made a reservation for a date night. But right now, we need a little different, because different is a good thing. When you're ready to get off the sidewalk and onto a trail, get out of the kiddie pool and into a river kayak, or just experience something different, we'll be ready. We hope to see you soon in Michigan's Great Lakes Bay region, where life is just a little different.
In this era of so many changes, Royal Brand Ford's dedication to exceptional customer service remains the same. Our online Fast Track program enables you to price vehicles, value your trade, apply for financing, then schedule convenient home or office delivery. Rather meet up the traditional way? We're open for business with extra emphasis on sanitizing and your safety.
Royal Brand has the best deal around.
Hi, it's Chuck and Ken, the Inside Outside guys. Listen this Saturday from 10 to noon, then for an extended special hour.
Noon to 1 o'clock, highlighting what you should do when you need a new roof, sponsored by Kearns Brothers. For all your housing information needs, visit the InsideOutsideGuys.com.
As a veteran, I know firsthand freedom must be protected. COVID-19 has tried to take away our freedoms and changed our way of life. And the only way we are going to regain those freedoms, to get our jobs and economy back, to gather together with friends and family, and to live the life we want, is if we rally together to defeat COVID-19. The fact is that wearing a mask can reduce the chance of spreading COVID by 70%. So to regain my freedom and to protect yours, I choose to wear a mask, because I'm exercising my right to do what's right for America. So mask up, Michigan, every time. Show the world we're the United States. And spread hope, not COVID. Learn more at michigan.org/coronavirus. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
This is the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. No official auto show taking place this year. We're bringing the show to you. Today's stop highlights Ford Motor Company. The WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith is presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. Here's Paul.
There's some very exciting Ford Motor Company news. We're happy to be at the forefront of all of that by featuring Ford in our Paul W. Smith Show 2020 WJR Road Show on this Friday, September 18th, the 262nd day of 2020, with 104 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. including this one because it's Friday.
Yay!
And no matter what. Oh, well, hey, you can say that again.
Yay!
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It is Friday, and no matter what, they can't take that away from us. Even though all days run together, or seemingly so, there's still something very special about Friday, and that's what we're enjoying today, heading into a great weekend in advance, a fabulous Lions victory over the Green Bay Packers. And what else? What else could you want? We don't have Michigan or Michigan State football this weekend, but it's coming. And Dick Hafner, I think that's spectacular. I wonder I'm sure this has all come into play here. I wonder what the plan is if, in fact, there is an outbreak of COVID-19 among college football players.
Ooh, boy, I'm not quite sure. The reports, coming out of the conferences like the Big Ten have not really concentrated on that. It's just the excitement of reopening college football. But what is going to happen if and when there's an outbreak? I don't know. And the professional sports, baseball, so far, football has been okay, but it's only one game. NBA and NHL, when there's any hint of new cases, games are canceled. And there's only going to be 8 Big Ten games. And so if you start canceling those games, it really almost makes the football season moot.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to watch because it seems, unless there's some miraculous way that they can isolate these kids, and I don't know that you can, they go back out into the college population, and they're kids. There are parties, there are get-togethers, and it's going to be fascinating to watch because it seems inevitably there will be some sort of a problem, and then the big question will be how the Big Ten responds and reacts to it. And then the other big question is what kind of liability factor there will be for the colleges. Because in the same way that the colleges looked at football as being a very important $100 million part of their budget, they better look at also the possibility, I guess there's insurance for these sorts of things, but the possibility of problems and troubles and how they're going to, in this day and age, pay for them when the inevitable lawsuits begin. I'm sure all of that was a part of their thinking.
Well, you would think right now it looks like the liability would be limited to the players because we don't still have any details about fans in the stands. I mean, the Big Ten has said there's going to be no fans, but they could change that during the course of the season. The Pac-12 is going to they're going to announce today or tomorrow that they'll resume football. I have no doubt about that. But liability, yeah, that's another very important detail, isn't it? It could be the most important one, as the universities have lost so much money with no college football on TV and all the thousands in the stands. What about future legal liability? Wow.
Yeah, sadly, it's part of the reality of the day and of doing any business. And certainly we've seen our universities racked by other problems, some of their own making, by not responding and reacting fast enough to some of the problems that we're now reading about that in some cases have taken place over the years. So just another thought. We don't need to worry about that right now. I'm not worried about it, just bringing it up. 7:11, the lucky time of the morning with our WJR Business Beat and Jeff Sloan, the founder and CEO of Startup Nation, to spotlight the entrepreneurial, tech, and startup community right here on the Paul W. Smith Show on WJR. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Paul. Earlier this week, the National Restaurant Association issued a startling report. 6 months into the pandemic, nearly 1 in 6 restaurants, which represents nearly 100,000 eateries across the country, have closed permanently now due to the ongoing COVID-19 crisis. That translates to nearly 3 million employees out of work and $165 billion in lost revenue from March through July. And while we haven't seen the full impact yet, according to the survey, is consumer spending in restaurants was down 34% on average during the month of August. And by the end of 2020, the food service industry is predicting to lose $240 billion in sales. While many restaurants are relying heavily on carry-out sales and outdoor dining, it's simply not enough to sustain these businesses. And with winter coming on soon, outdoor dining will no longer contribute to any sustainability for them whatsoever. Of those surveyed, 40% of restaurant owners do not think their businesses will still be operational 6 months from now unless additional relief packages are issued from the federal government. In a press release issued along with the survey, Tom Benet, president and CEO of the National Restaurant Association, had this to say: "For an industry built on service and hospitality, the last 6 months have challenged the core understanding of our business. Our survival for this comes down to the creativity and entrepreneurship of owners, operators, and employees, from independent owners to multi-unit franchise operators. As entrepreneurs, we empathize with the struggle these business owners are facing. And as friends, neighbors, and customers, let's all make sure to enjoy a little takeout or even dining outside this weekend while we can still enjoy our favorite locally owned restaurants." I'm Jeff Sloan, founder and CEO of StartupNation.com, and that's today's Business Beat, brought to you today by Dell Technologies on the great voice of the Great Lakes, WJR.
This report is sponsored by Fresh Time Market.
It's no surprise that healthy living begins with what we eat. Stop by Fresh Time Market for premium Black Angus beef T-bone steak, $6.99 a pound, now through September 22nd. You can trust Fresh Time to bring you real food at real affordable prices.
7:14, 14 minutes after 7 in our Friday morning together on the Paul W. Smith Show with our special broadcast. And we're featuring Ford. We'll be doing this for the next few weeks, our WJR Road Show, featuring Ford Motor Company today, as I mentioned, still to come, General Motors, Toyota, and FCA. Meanwhile, still to come, you and how you're doing on the roadways as we check our WJR traffic and weather first. And Dana Clark.
One accident, at least in Macomb. Paul W. is clear. 94 eastbound approaching M59. That wreck is gone. M53 southbound at 23 Mile Road. Accident still causing slight delays. And 7 Mile is closed. Both directions, eastbound and westbound, between Gratiot and Monarch Street, shut down there due to a crash. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Shelving.com. Shelving.com has a wide selection of Metro brand shelving and storage products now offered at new lower prices, from their popular chrome wire shelving to antimicrobial Metro Max unit. Shelving.com is the best spot to shop for your Metro product needs. At Shelving.com, we rack your world.
Chilly air settles in as cool Canadian high pressure is winning, and frost advisories for some areas off to the south and southwest of us. The nighttime hours tonight, it's going to get cold here for this time of year. A run through the day today with any clouds around, giving way to clear sky, 61. Tonight, 40 in town means 30 suburbs and patchy frost. Tomorrow, sunny, 62. Sunday, sunny in the mid-60s. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Staging on Newstalk 760 WJR.
Lear, a global automotive technology leader in seating and e-systems, headquartered in Southfield, Michigan, has a reputation for identifying industry trends and acting on them. It's a position they've earned by engineering and manufacturing superior vehicle technology with constant reliability and excellence. But what really sets Lear apart is their track record of responsibility, honoring commitments to the team, and the unwavering support of the communities where they do business. A diverse global culture that understands that they can achieve more together. As the industry continues to transform, Lear faces the future of the vehicle with an even bolder vision, one that is connected, electrified, and sustainable, and one that enables them to make every product, every experience, and every drive better than the one that came before it. Lear, making every drive better.
How did we ever come to the belief that we have no control over the inevitability of heart attack or stroke? That it was somehow predestined in our genes, inherited, or inevitable due to some random chance that outsmarted the medical field? We've come to accept these two fallacies, but the fact is that heart attack and stroke are 100% preventable, and cardiac disease is reversible. It's not in the genes, it's in your profile. It's time to take charge of your health. Call Dr. Brian Collender at 866-KOL-ENDER.
Now more than ever, our local schools across Michigan need substitute teachers, teachers' aides, and other support positions to begin the school year. These positions offer flexible hours and allow for a rewarding experience. EduStaff is seeking candidates for immediate employment within their partnering schools. Visit edustaff.org. That's edustaff.org to apply today. Support your community. Make a difference. Apply today.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. This ad is sponsored by Janelle and Associates Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas. Attention all former Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts. If you were sexually abused by an adult Scout leader, even if the abuse happened decades ago, listen closely as you may be entitled to substantial compensation. The Boy Scouts of America have billions of dollars in assets and have agreed to set up a victim compensation fund for victims of child sexual abuse, even if the abuse happened decades ago. Our attorneys can file a claim for you and get you the justice and closure you deserve while you remain completely anonymous. If you suffered abuses from Scout leaders and those who knew about the abuse but failed to stop it, call our law firm's confidential Scout Abuse Hotline at 800-920-6842, as you may be entitled to substantial compensation. But hurry, as time is running out to file a claim. Call 800-920-6842 right now to see if you are eligible for substantial compensation. Call 800-920-6842. That's 800-920-6842. 800-920-6842.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. With more from Ford Motor Company, here's Paul.
All of that, and I didn't realize I was on mute. You could see my lips moving, but nobody told me until just then. All right. Sorry about that. You couldn't hear me, and you couldn't read my lips, Gary. I said so many great things about you and the company. It's unbelievable.
I can't read lips, Paul.
And,
sorry.
Nobody heard it but my wife and I. Honey, if you don't hear me on the system, wave to me and say, I can't hear you. Well, you can now. Oh, you hear me because my voice carries right to you. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, in a nutshell, I said what an especially good time it is with our relentless positive radio. Ford Motor Company today is offering us a tremendous amount of good positive news, and you are at the heart of it because you're in charge of all of this, the manufacturing, wherever it's happening, with global operations, in charge of every Ford assembly, stamping, and powertrain plant around the world. So you must be especially thrilled about this announcement of what's happening with the new Rouge development and the $700 million invested in building this new plant.
You know, Paul W., we're excited. As you talked to Kumar a little while ago, we'll get a brand new product, but also we're going to reinvent the Rouge site. You know, we redid it back in 2004. With all aluminum 2011, and now we are here building a new battery electric complex and launch the new F-150. And it's our bread and butter, and it's the greatest site in the world, and we're ecstatic for ourselves and our UAW partners.
Well, it's exciting times. It's exciting time, obviously, for the UAW partners and all of the workers who are involved. There is a sense of great pride with, of course, you're just beginning to build the most successful vehicle of all time. And it's been that way for decades now, the Ford F-150. And now there's all kinds of excitement. There's also fear when you start dealing with an iconic vehicle. And there are people saying, well, don't change anything. We love our Ford F-150. But the fact is, the redesigned 2021 Ford F-150 at the Rouge Complex and also out in Kansas City is going to be incredible. And they're just starting to build it, and it'll be available to your first customers, your dealers, come November, as I understand it.
Yep, that's correct, Paul. And I was actually on site yesterday at the Rouge. The plant's in fantastic shape. We're ready to go with the build for the new F-150. We also had the event yesterday for the new battery electric part of the complex. And Kansas City will be ready here in about 4 or 5 weeks as we make that plant's transition. So we're ready to go. The product looks fantastic. The prototype builds have gone really, really well. Our employees on the site are excited and ready to go. And in the next week or so, we'll start building our first group.
Well, that, again, the level of excitement. And when you had your first agreement in the fall with the UAW, this was all a part of the total plan, as I understand it.
Yeah, Paul, when we had a UAW contract agreement in November, this was part of the plan. We wanted to be able to bring something to the Rouge, the new F-150 program and the battery electric for the future. So that was what we agreed to with Rory and Gerald and the team, part of the UAW leadership, and protect our future and, be the number one automaker in the U.S. with the highest volume and most employees. And we're so excited about that.
Well, and that's a lot to be excited about. And I think some people are surprised that you make more vehicles in the U.S. than any other manufacturer.
It's all about built in America, Paul. And as you've talked about, you talked with Kumar earlier, it's important to us. It's important to the family. It's important to our company and our heritage. And we're going on our 118th year, 110 on this site itself. So it's exciting, but it's also the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do for our employees, our customers, our communities, and built here in the U.S.
I can tell you, Gary Johnson is with us, Ford Chief Manufacturing and Label Affairs Officer, an all-around good guy, that it never really came to my attention to think in terms of U.S. content. Believe it or not, it happened going to one of my favorite car washes, Mr. C's Car Wash. I don't know if you know Bill Catalfio. Bill, I just call him Mr. C, had a chart on the doors so you couldn't help but see it when you walked out to get your car, and it showed American content. And some of that news 10 years ago was shocking because what I thought was an American car had 80% non-American parts in it, or what I thought was a Japanese car had 80% American content. It was very confusing, but here's what's not confusing. Here's what we know for sure as of right now, as of today, the Ford Ranger is the vehicle that proudly has the most American content in it with 85% total. That's the market leader.
Yeah, Paul, and that's my old plant. I used to be the plant manager at Michigan Assembly right down on Michigan Avenue.
No wonder it's doing so well.
Yeah, that's all it's about, right? What a great team, and we're so proud of that. And that Ranger product has done fantastic. The launch the last 12 months. And Paul, we build that in 5 different plants across the globe. But think of 85% content built here in the U.S. So that's important to our community and our employees.
And that's something that we haven't always thought about, but it's certainly being thought about and talked about now. And Ford Motor Company is really leading the companies in terms of getting all that content back into the United States and making sure that you come up with, in this case, the Ford Ranger with the most made in America content, 85% of any vehicles being sold today.
You can repeat that one more time, Paul. I like that.
Well, it's music to my ears too. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all the hardworking men and women of Ford Motor Company and the UAW members and all that are putting together now what's going to be happening at the new Rouge plant, the workers at the Dearborn truck plant, the investment you've made in the Dearborn truck plant. I mean, there's just a lot going on.
Yeah, Paul, we're honored to be able to take this on, and our team down that Rouge site is just so proud of what they've done the last 15 years. We had the F-150 there, and you mentioned it earlier. Hollow ground where this battery electric complex is going to be is the old Mustang parking lot area. That was actually where that plant was at. So to transform the plant again, build the number one selling vehicle, but the F-150 and what we're doing here in Southeast Michigan from adding 3,000 jobs is incredible. So we're just excited about the product and the Ranger and the Bronco we got coming and what's going on here in the next 6 months here in Southeast Michigan.
I know you support your alma mater, Central Michigan University.
You
fired up, Chips.
Go Chips. Go Blue. My daughter's two of them, so I can go Blue too.
Oh, well, excellent. Yeah, cover them all. You know, a couple of great universities, both Central Michigan University and, of course, you know how I feel about the University of Michigan. But all that aside, it's all about our community. It's all about creating a great product, which is what Ford Motor Company has done with the F-150 for a long time. The exciting news now, the all-electric vehicle. There's a lot going on at Ford, and in the middle of all of it is Gary Johnson. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Paul. Have a great Friday.
You do the same. It's already begun as a great Friday here at 7:28.
This report is sponsored by Fresh Time Farmers Market. It's no surprise that healthy living begins with what they eat. Stop by Fresh Time Market for premium Black Angus beef T-bone steak, $6.99 a pound. Now through September 22nd, you can trust Fresh Time to bring you real food at real affordable prices.
Let's check it. Our WJR traffic and weather first, Miss Dana Clark.
That other accident in Macomb along M53 southbound at 23 Mile Road, that is clear. 7 Mile, both directions still shut down between Gratiot and Monarch, closed there due to a multi-vehicle crash. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Gordon Chevrolet. Been to a dealership advertising a crazy low payment only to find the payment is way too high? Say bye-bye and give Gordon a try. Visit online at gordonchevrolet.com or stop by the outdoor showroom at Gordon Chevrolet on Ford Road, just west of Merriman in Garden City. Gordon Chevrolet, find new roads. Chilly start, kind of a chilly finish today. At least we'll get some sunshine mixed in with clouds, a high of 60. Clear skies, a little nippy tonight as well, a low 41. For Saturday, sun, 61. More sun on Sunday and a high of 65. Currently 50 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 2 minutes.
Confidence. It's important to have when you're on the road. Be prepared for whatever cooler weather brings. With a new set of innovative Bridgestone or dependable Firestone tires on your car, truck, SUV, or minivan, you're riding on tires you can trust. Bridgestone and Firestone tires are engineered to give you peace of mind so you can focus on enjoying the journey. Bridgestone and Firestone are proud to support their global OE and aftermarket customers. Bridgestone, your journey, our passion. From the advanced composites in the roof of an iconic off-road vehicle to the toughest pickup truck box available, a next-generation electric vehicle battery case, or the complete body of a world-class performance car, Continental Structural Plastics is going beyond expectations to reduce vehicle weight, improve performance, and enhance design flexibility. Infinite possibilities powered by science, brought to you by Continental Structural Plastics, a Tajan Group company. Learn more at cspplastics.com.
Heart attacks and strokes can be devastating and even deadly. Good news, they're 100% preventable. Listen to Dr. Brian Collender, MD, tomorrow morning at 8:05 a.m. to discuss this and more. That's tomorrow at 8:05 a.m. on News Talk 760 WJR.
High school football has resumed in Michigan. The lights will be on tonight, but the games will be different in many ways. The players will have a mask on underneath their helmet mask. Coaches and fans who show up must wear masks. The rules limit the number of spectators to 2 per player. Even the tickets are different. They're supposed to be digital. High school football has 6 games. All teams will be allowed to play in a playoff game after the regular season. The season kicked off last night at Orchard Lake St. Mary playing Walled Lake Western. The Michigan Health Department reports 829 confirmed new cases of coronavirus and 9 new deaths. The CDC director, Robert Redfield, contradicted President Trump before a Senate panel this week. He said a coronavirus vaccine for the general public would not be available for about another year. A coronavirus advisor to President Trump, Dr. Scott Atlas, discusses a possible vaccine.
There will be vaccine being delivered within 24 hours after the emergency authorization by the FDA. So the drug has to be deemed safe and effective. The company submits to the FDA. The FDA decides if it's going to, issue the emergency authorization. And then within 24 hours, it's all teed up, ready to go.
In Europe, there are coronavirus spreads once more. It looks like many countries in Europe are considering new lockdowns. Israel is locking down because of coronavirus. Attacks continue on police officers. A teenager has been arrested following an ambush attack in Arizona. State troopers in the Phoenix area, nobody was hit. Police are looking for 2 suspects after shots were fired at the Camden, New Jersey home of 2 police officers while they were on the second floor of their house with their 10-day-old child. Joe Biden had a televised town hall-style event in Pennsylvania.
Joe Biden capped off the Democrats' push in battleground Pennsylvania with a CNN town hall. He touched on a number of points, but the biggest newsmaker was,
I cannot mandate people wearing masks.
He walked back statement he made when he said that his legal team thought he would have authority as president to enact a federal mask mandate through executive order.
That's Fox News correspondent Jackie Heinrich. President Trump tells a rally in Wisconsin, your taxes will go up if Joe Biden takes the White House.
November 3rd, Wisconsin will decide whether we will quickly return to record prosperity or whether we will allow Biden and the Democrats to impose a $4 trillion tax hike, ban American energy, confiscate your guns, which is what they want to do, shut down the economy, destroy the suburbs.
Former Macomb County prosecutor Eric Smith is expected to enter a guilty plea today in Detroit federal court on an obstruction of justice charge. Federal investigators say that Smith orchestrated 2 fraud schemes to steal thousands of dollars from his political campaign fund. Smith had been charged with mishandling drug forfeiture money. On Wall Street, the Dow futures are up 11 points. I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News. More coming up with Paul W. Smith.
This year, Michigan businesses have had to adapt. And the Michigan Economic Development Corporation was right there alongside them, helping to connect businesses to new resources, meet new partners, and access the additional capital they needed right from the start. If your business needs support to reach its new potential, the MEDC is available to help in any way we can. Contact us today for customized business assistance at michiganbusiness.org/partnership.
If you're approaching retirement, you probably have all sorts of questions running through your head. When should I start Social Security? What choices should I make with my Medicare supplements? Do I take the spousal benefit on my pension or not? Can I really retire now? Am I getting a good enough return on my investments? Am I taking too much risk? Taxes, fees, cash, 401ks, IRAs. All of those questions are just noise. Now, don't get us wrong. They're important questions to ask, but when you have 50 questions that you're trying to answer at the same time, it all just becomes noise. What we want to do is take that noise and turn it into music. At R.W. Paul & Associates, we are here to help with our CPR process, Complete Planning Review. It's a complimentary, no obligation look at your financial and retirement plan. Call us right now to schedule a time to visit. 248-305-9911. Tell us you're tired of the noise and you want to turn it into music. That's 248-305-9911. And don't forget to listen to The Rich Paul Show, Saturday mornings at 9 and Monday nights at 7, right here on WJR.
America has always taken pride in our ability to innovate and produce. Manufacturing is a pillar in America. That enables each of us to support our families and innovate. Manufacturing companies, large and small, are recommitting to that beautiful phrase, made in the USA. And they're committing to Eckhart. Eckhart is helping manufacturing companies reshore jobs to the USA, and they'd like to help you. To learn more about Eckhart, visit eckhartusa.com. That's ECKHART USA.com. Eckhart, for the life of your line.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. With more from Ford Motor Company, here's Paul.
Shana Tova, am I saying that right? Shana Tova. Every year I have to check myself on that, besides making sure I'm not muted, as there'll be the blowing of the shofar, the big horn, and Rosh Hashanah means head of the year in Hebrew. A time for reflection and repentance, and is really, it's kind of like it's like the Day of Judgment or the Day of Repentance, one of the most significant rituals of the holiday season, the blowing of the shofar, the ram's horn. It's used to call to repentance during these high holy days. This very special holiday greeting to our Jewish friends. That'll happen at sundown today. Meanwhile, Mr. Hafner, I note something. I mentioned that even though we're doing this wonderful Paul W. Smith show, road show, and featuring Ford Motor Company today, and doing all the other important auto industry in our Detroit and Michigan area for the next several Fridays, but we're keeping track of the other news as well. Had a terrible story in the news of a mother. The boyfriend, I guess, of the mother dropped the newborn off at the hospital. And at first, I wondered why they were looking for the mother, because we have that law where you can, without consequences, if you follow certain rules, drop an infant off somewhere. This was to save the lives of infants, because when people didn't want them, they were destroying them, they were killing them. And so they came up with this law where you can drop them off at a fire station or a hospital or whatever,
right?
But you have to follow certain rules. That woman and her boyfriend or husband, whoever he was, did not follow those rules. And worse than that, it's come to light, the reason they were looking for her was she had been abusing that baby, or that baby had been abused by someone while, I guess, under her care. So that's why that story led to charges of assault and abandonment. We don't want to keep people who find themselves backed into a corner or a bad position and they don't believe they can care for the baby. We don't want them to think they can't do that Good Samaritan thing about dropping the baby off, but there are certain rules that you have to follow. I don't have them right in front of me.
Right.
But part of it is to hand it to a real person at a fire station or a hospital or something.
Right. And this was in Highland last month. The baby fortunately survived, but apparently the woman didn't know. Well, you assume that she didn't know about this. If she did, well, even worse for her and the boyfriend. But you're right. And the information needs to get out there so that people who are in that situation, who would think of doing that, will do the right thing.
We'll still do that. We'll still understand that is something they can do safely, and they won't go through all of this rigmarole that's happened in this case. But this case had abuse and assault and a whole bunch of other problems, bad problems attached to it. So it's just want to make sure it's clear to people, just in the interest of protecting newborns. Meanwhile, I keep hearing this story, Dick, and I know you do too, but it's a little disconcerting when I hear from the head of the FBI saying that Russia is trying to interfere with the 2020 election, not by actually getting into the voting booths and fooling around with the ballots, but they're trying to influence the 2020 election. And they clearly say, Christopher Wray, FBI director, says, they're trying to influence the election and they're trying to put it in favor of Donald Trump and against Joe Biden. Well, if the FBI director is going to be a real FBI director, nonpartisan, as we expect the top law enforcement group in the country would be or should be, then why isn't he also mentioning what else has been discovered? And that is the Chinese are also trying to influence the coming presidential election against Donald Trump. They are promoting Joe Biden. Yeah. Why isn't that story told every time they tell the story about Russia trying to boost Trump, when they should also say, and the Chinese are trying to boost Biden? I don't understand what part of that they don't understand in terms of legitimate, fair reporting of the information that they have on hand.
Well, at best, maybe it's ignorance. Maybe they don't know. But at worst,
it's at worst.
They in themselves would be trying to influence the election. When we do these stories, we just usually quote some authorities saying that the Russians or hackers from Russia are messing up, trying to mess up, cause chaos in social media, because I'm not sure we really know what their true motives are in trying to get somebody elected. I don't. And actually, when I hear the FBI director say one of those things, I don't necessarily believe that he knows either.
Isn't that sad? We used to have so much faith and confidence in the FBI. That's out the window. It's out the window. I'll say it. I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. If only Mike Rogers had become the head of the FBI, I promise you this country would not be racked with all of the scandals that we're now seeing in the FBI and living with as they continue with certain bad rogue players hating Donald Trump, therefore trying to get rid of him at all costs. It's not what we expect of our FBI. It is 7:42 at 760 WJR.
This report is sponsored by Fresh Time Market.
It's no surprise that healthy living begins with what we eat. Stop by Fresh Time Market for premium Black Angus beef T-bone steak, $6.99 a pound, now through September 22nd. You can trust Fresh Time to bring you real food at real affordable prices.
We've got it. Our WJR traffic and weather first coming up here. Also, Lieutenant Mike Shaw of the Michigan State Police reporting in on some interesting and important information. John Barry will be here, president of Schupan Aluminum and Plastic Sales. Stay with us here at 7:43 as we check in with our WJR traffic and weather first and Dana Clark.
Still watching that closure and accident along 7 miles, shutting down both directions eastbound and westbound between Gratiot and Monarch. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Shelving.com. Shelving.com has a wide selection of Metro brand shelving and storage products now offered at new lower prices, from their popular chrome wire shelving to antimicrobial Metro Max units. Shelving.com is the best spot to shop for your Metro product needs. At Shelving.com, we rack your world.
High pressure winning in a big way. Any cloud around gives way to sunshine as we head on through today. Some of the clouds this afternoon. High only 61 degrees. Little northeast breeze around. Clear tonight, 40, 30 suburbs. Sunshine tomorrow, 62. Sunny Sunday, 65. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic on News Talk 760.
Doing okay? You need anything? Mr. Smith, can you hear me?
Good and sweet New Year.
Yeah, may you have a good and sweet New Year. I can hear you, Ann. May you have, and that's good to know. When if I'm on mute, just yell at me, just like this. Come on screen, and I'll know what's going on. May you have a what?
Good and sweet New Year.
Good and sweet.
I can do that when we're in a break, but I can't do that when you're talking, because I'll go on the air and it'll sound awkward. So,
Well, no, but if I'm talking, if I'm leaning into the mic and talking and no one can hear me, if you come up and say, Paul, you're on mute, I mean, that can be funny and that can be something they can relate to. But I was trying to look to see what the other people were saying, so I didn't even know that at 7:19,
it's not a big deal.
Curtis got in. I know. I'm just saying, this is showing, though, that you can jump in anytime.
Well, I can jump in anytime, but I can jump in a lot easier from a radio quality standpoint when we're in a break. So, Dubster, just making sure.
From a radio quality standpoint, me sitting for 3 minutes talking into a microphone with nothing.
It wasn't 3 minutes.
Okay.
But anyway.
I did a great introduction for this poor guy that he never heard.
Well, you redid it and it sounded great. So, we're moving on to Lieutenant Mike Shaw, making sure that you got the story.
I don't have the story.
It's in your email. I sent it to you in the email. So if you can,
I don't see my email at all while I'm doing the stream.
Kim,
could you pull up the email and try to print it? Because I can't.
Great. Or bring it up on your phone, whichever is easiest.
Please, Adam, show some of our Michigan website release traffic stop data use of force. Or maybe it's is it attached to that?
No, I actually cut and pasted it.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, you have a story here.
Great.
Yeah, I see it. Where you say, please add in Mike Shaw. There is a story.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan State Police website releases. Yeah, good. Yep.
So you
That's
can
all I
either
need.
do it off your phone or you can do it on your
Good. She's
whichever way.
printing it for me.
Printing it? Okay, good. Okay, cool. Then we are good.
And I guess I'm looking to the right. Mike Shaw is standing by. What does Curtis mean? How long remaining?
Maybe how long in the break remaining?
Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. With more from Ford Motor Company, here's Paul.
And a very special day on this Friday morning, day one of our Paul W. Smith Show, WJR Road Show. And we're featuring Ford Motor Company proudly today and having great access and conversations with some of the people you don't hear from behind the scenes that are so very important to the success of Ford Motor Company. And specifically today, all the great news of the new money they're investing in the Rouge plant, the F-150, the all-new 2021 F-150, and the all-new all-electric Ford F-150, the most powerful F-150 yet, purpose-built for Americans who need to get the job done. And we've all been depending on the F-150 for decades, and that's why it's been the best-selling vehicle of all times. Now, watching those vehicles on the roadways are fine Michigan State Police. What a transition to our favorite Lieutenant Mike Shaw, who's got some great details about Michigan State Police's website with the traffic stop data, use of force policy, things like that. Good morning, Lieutenant.
Good morning, Paul W. How are you, sir?
I'm good, and I want to say something that isn't on my list of things that we're talking about, and that is this. The Michigan State Police, and you can fill in the blanks because you know them, obviously, you live them. Michigan State Police stepped up to help some various communities some time ago. Was there a name for that program where all of a sudden the Michigan State Police were far more involved in local law enforcement and traffic enforcement and all of that in the various communities? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, that was the Secure City Partnership, where we started out with 4 cities that back in the previous administration, the governor at the time looked at it and said those 4 cities were in the top 10 of violent crime, not only in the state of Michigan, but across the country. And what that administration did is they reached out to us and said, what can you do to help? And what we did is we sent troopers into all 4 of those communities, took on some of the roles that they were doing, such as regular patrols, things like that, to free them up to answer 911 calls. We also send a lot of our detectives into those cities to start investigating those violent crimes, looking for those guns, those shooters, to get them off the street to bring down that crime. That program was so successful, it expanded from them 4 cities to currently now 10 across the state that we're providing different levels of help to our local and federal partners.
And it worked. And
absolutely,
it continues to work. And here's my pet peeve. Why does there have to be a story in the newspaper quoting 1 or 2 people say, well, I don't know if it really did anything. I don't know if the Michigan State Police really helped or not. The figures went down. Crime levels went down. Why is it no good deed goes unpunished? You saw the story. You know what I'm talking about, right? Come on.
Yes.
It's got to make you upset too.
It makes it a little upset, but our ultimate goal through there is not to take credit for anything. Our job is to protect the citizens of the state of Michigan, to give them the best place they possibly can live and be free of crime, regardless if you're in the Rabbit Ear, the UP, all the way down to Monroe. So that's what our job is. And, we're not saying that it was all brought down, and we know that violent crime went down from anywhere from 6 to almost 25, 30%. Just because of us. It was a great working relationship. And, sometimes people want to toot their horn, so to speak. And that's kind of what a couple of folks did there in that article. We're fine with it. If the citizens appreciate what we're doing, then we're doing the right thing.
This citizen appreciates all that the Michigan State Police, all of the hardworking men and women of the Michigan State Police, and all of our law enforcement people within the sound of my voice and well beyond. We appreciate it. There are more of us who appreciate it than don't. Meanwhile, in hopes of increasing your transparency, you have at the Michigan State Police published this new database. Some of this information, maybe all of it, was available, but now you've put it all in one place and made it easy to find. Tell us what it is.
So on the 4th of September, we introduced our transparency and accountability website. And you kind of name some of the key things that are on there. And we get a lot of questions from the public and even the media about, certain things, questions that, we wanted people to be able to go to one spot, kind of a one-stop shop there, to find all this information from, the department's overview, our personnel strength, our policies and training issues, where we get our funding from. A couple of new things that we did on there is we actually put our traffic stop data on there. And an interesting part of that is, so for the last 3 years, we kind of looked at some of the traffic stop data, and we found out that while it's great information, we're missing a lot of components to it. We're getting two facts out of it. We know a traffic stop was conducted, and we know the race that the trooper believed that he stopped. But we don't know anything else. So that stuff kind of, it's good data, I guess, to have, but we don't really know what it means. So what we're going to do with that data. Go ahead.
Yeah, quick question. You mentioned that you actually break it down by race in terms of people being pulled over and stuff like that. Did this indicate any kind of an issue or problem or something that would cause the Michigan State Police to say we better take a closer look at some of our procedures to make sure we're being not racist and being totally fair?
Absolutely. So we don't believe that there's any racial profiling, any problems with the data, but we did see that African-American drivers were slowly increasing over the 3 years, and we want to figure out why that is. Is it, because of where we're working?
You mean the African-American drivers are being pulled over more, is what you're saying?
More, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we wanted to do is look at why that is. If that is an issue, naturally we're going to correct it. So we're kind of looking at that data, but we also need to look at, where the stop happened, the time of day, because there's things like, light into darkness. Our traffic stops at nighttime should be running parallel to the ones that are conducted during the day if there's no type of problems that are going on with our policies. So what we want to do is kind of look at that data and figure out exactly where we're going with that. It may be nothing, but there may be something in our policies that is causing us trouble to make some changes in there. We also got to look at what we're comparing it to. We usually compare it to the census data, but if anybody tells you the census data sometimes is skewed because a lot of people of color are concerned about the census and they don't fill it out. So is that an accurate indicator, or should we be using, traffic crash stats, or, how many people are licensed and things like that? So it's going to give us an opportunity to really actually be one of the first agencies around to take a look at that data and see what it really, really means, not just that we conducted so many traffic stops and we thought this is the race of certain people.
Well, and again, you started off the conversation, Lieutenant Mike Shaw, from the Michigan State Police about transparency, and you've even gone as far as to Michigan State Police is hiring a third-party research firm to actually review the data and create an accurate baseline for comparison. So you're really going to work on this.
Because there's, we look at it and, we do a lot of real good things really well, but probably analyzing statistics isn't something that, cops are very good at. So we want to bring in somebody that has no biases, that has no, implicit thinking that, we know our troopers are good people. We just want to bring in a third party to actually look at the data as it is and give us that information. And, if there's a problem, we fix it. If there's not a problem, it's on the website as well. So either way, it goes on the website. But then, people can still trust us the way that they do because we want to be transparent, explain how it is. And that's why we put, making a complaint against a trooper right on there where somebody can do it right from their home if they have a complaint. We have our new Bridges the Blue Citizen Advisory Council that has 10 members from different backgrounds, from store clerk in Traverse City to a high school principal down in the East Point area that we kind of can talk to say, hey, we're thinking about doing this. What do you think from your position in the public? And it gives us a good opportunity to talk to other people. And then naturally, the most important part of the website is, the public information area where they talk about our social media and yours truly. So, I got to plug that little portion of it as well.
Sure. Hey, you'll like this. This is pretty good company, Michael. I just got a note from one of our fine listeners and our friend Gary Martin, who wrote, "Good morning, PW. We Michigan residents are very blessed to have 3 of the finest police officers in the country. Lieutenant Mike Shaw, Chief James Craig, and Sheriff Michael Bouchard. Bless you, boys," he says. That's not bad company for you to be in, my friend.
No, I definitely appreciate that for sure. But, my job's the easy part. I get to talk about the great men and women of the Michigan State Police and the hard work that they do out there every day. And, we're very grateful. And you said it at the beginning, there's certain people out there that are the louder voices, but there's not a day that goes by that somebody isn't, giving us a wave or telling us thank you for the great work we do. So we definitely appreciate everybody in the community that supports our great men and women.
And at 7:58, I'll second that. Thanks for the great work you do and the great men and women you represent in all of law enforcement, in this case, especially the Michigan State Police. Have a great weekend, Mike. Be careful.
You too. You too, sir. Take care.
7:58 at 760 WJR.
This report is sponsored by Fresh Time Market.
It's no surprise that healthy living begins with what we eat. Stop by Fresh Time Market for premium Black Angus beef T-bone steak, $6.99 a pound, now through September 22nd. You can trust Fresh Time to bring you real food at real affordable prices.
Sundown on this beautiful day, we'll start Rosh Hashanah. The high holy days will begin, or 10 days of penitence, which will end with Yom Kippur. So we wish you well. May you have a good and sweet new year. We have the good and sweet Dana Clark with our WJR Traffic and Weather First. Dana?
Oh, thank you so much, Paul W. Still watching at that closure along 7 Mile, both directions eastbound and westbound between Gratiot and Monarch Street, shut down there due to an accident. Please avoid the area. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Expecting it to be a chilly fall-like day around here. Sunshine, some clouds mixed in, a high of 60. Tonight, clear skies. Your low 41. Sunshine on Saturday, still in the 60s, up to 61. And Sunday, sunshine and a high of 65. Sunny, 49 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 1 minute.
Time to get your fix of Lions news. Here's Lions Daily with WJR's Steve Courtney.
Well, once again, the Lions put themselves in a position to win a football game, but it didn't happen in the opening loss to the Bears. Head coach Matt Patricia says it's very important that everybody remains on the same page.
We know that, we got to make some plays. In one of the phases or all 3 phases, we've got to be able to execute and make sure that, we capitalize on the opportunities that we have to make those plays. So keep putting the guys in those situations, trying to get everybody on the same page as much as possible with the new pieces that we have in place and the new players that are out there on the field so that, we all kind of moving as one. That's important for all of us. And certainly, we just got to keep fighting to get better.
You all good, Dubster?
I think so.
Our next guest, John Barry, he's very familiar with these 2 products that they want to talk about, the hands-free door opener. I wonder what that is. And a sneeze guard.
A hands-free
You know what it is?
door opener is probably that thing that you put, maybe you don't have them in women's rooms, but in men's room they've had for a while, these things that you can supposedly open the door with your foot. There's a little piece of metal at the bottom, and you drag your foot over it and pull it open. It's not very easy, frankly, but that's what it is, so you don't have to use your hands.
And is the sneeze guard all the different plastic things we see when we go into a store?
I guess it says recommended for use in schools, offices, restaurants, and other businesses. I'll ask him if it's different from the usual sneeze guard that we're familiar with.
And then the game that's featured is U of M versus Michigan State from 1993.
1993.
And the final score was 17-7.
Versus MSU. MSU won, I would presume.
Yes, sir.
17-7.
And George Perlis was the coach at that time.
Okay.
And I think that will do it. Then you will be joined by Dana and Greg at 8:18. Then Jackie DeMarco at 8:35. Do you have any other questions? Do you need anything? All good, huh?
I got everything I need as far as I can tell.
All right. Beautiful.
I want to, by the way, we do want to get through to Link that we need a better rundown for the guests at each automotive plant or company.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the simple way they've always done it, so that I understand with each person what their areas of specialization are, that they talking tip points or various facts that coincide with what they are doing and what they want to talk about would be very helpful.
I will talk to Link about that.
Beautiful.
And I will be backstage.
All right. Otherwise, I have pretty much everything I need. Thank you for that. And I need to hear the station.
And whoa, they got rid of the prosecutor. Here's the billion, right? But they don't want to play that too often. You know, you have to look around for it. No, it's a very unfair deal. But as the expression goes, we won.
Joe Biden discussed mandatory mask rules at a CNN town hall style event in Pennsylvania.
I would like to see the governors enforce mask wearing, period. I can do that on federal property. As president, I will do that.
Angry words flowed between Washington and Lansing. President Trump lashed out at the Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson over a mistake that listed the wrong name of his running mate on some ballots sent to those who live overseas or who were in the military. The president calls Benson a Trump hater who purposely misprinted the ballots. Benson said the incident was a mistake. Johnson & Johnson is warning parents of the perils of TikTok's viral Benadryl challenge. After teenagers overdosed while performing this social media stunt, the challenge involves taking enough Benadryl to hallucinate and posting it on TikTok. A 15-year-old Oklahoma girl died last month. Other teens have gotten sick as well. First, it was marijuana. Now the effort is underway to expand the legalization of more drugs in Michigan, and it's coming from Ann Arbor, too. Two Ann Arbor City Council members are all for decriminalizing psychedelic drugs and what they call magic mushrooms. They'll present a resolution at the Ann Arbor City Council meeting next Monday. On Wall Street, the Dow futures are down 24. I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News. More coming up with Paul W. Smith.
Confidence. It's important to have when you're on the road. Bridgestone and Firestone tires are engineered to give you peace of mind, so you can focus on enjoying the journey. Bridgestone is proud to support their global OE and aftermarket customers. Bridgestone, your journey, our passion. From the advanced composites in the roof of an iconic off-road vehicle to the toughest pickup truck box available, a next-generation electric vehicle battery case, or the complete body of a world-class performance car, Continental Structural Plastics is going beyond expectations to reduce vehicle weight, improve performance, and enhance design flexibility. Infinite possibilities powered by science, brought to you by Continental Structural Plastics, a Tajan Group company. Learn more at cspplastics.com. Axalta's Color of the Year has been highly anticipated and graciously received. This year, Axalta dove into its trend research and color technology to make a splash. Axalta Global Color Product Manager Nancy Lockhart, tell us what it is.
Axalta's 2020 Automotive Color of the Year is Sea Glass, a striking turquoise blue that captivates with sparkling effects and intense chroma. Inspired by a sense of sustainability in nature, Sea Glass infuses a tranquil yet confident style. Sea Glass evokes the calming, powerful elements found in oceanic depths, while staying on trend with the recent rise of blue vehicles. Sea Glass was formulated with built-in paint technologies that allow vehicle-to-vehicle detection to facilitate the advancement of autonomous mobility. Designed to be seen, Sea Glass brings striking rich color and detectability to the roadways.
For more, visit Axalta.com/color. Axalta Coating Systems,
inventors of your favorite color.
Tune in to The Rich Paul Show Saturdays at 9 a.m., Mondays at 7 p.m. This week on the program, financial planning with Charles Barkley, as well as some email questions from you around the area. So tune in to The Rich Paul Show Saturdays at 9 a.m., Mondays at 7 p.m. on WJR.
Confidence. It's important to have when you're on the road. Be prepared for whatever cooler weather brings. With a new set of innovative Bridgestone or dependable Firestone tires on your car, truck, SUV, or minivan, you're riding on tires you can trust. Bridgestone and Firestone tires are engineered to give you peace of mind so you can focus on enjoying the journey. Bridgestone and Firestone are proud to support their global OE and aftermarket customers. Bridgestone, your journey, our passion.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein. When you need help, you turn to family, and we are family.
When you're hurt, scared, and confused, you need someone you can trust.
They're family, and they treated me like family.
I called Beth, I called Mark, I could call Sam. I feel like the whole family is there for me.
They actually care about the results and wanting to do the best possible job they can for you.
They're a family working together to help people like you and me.
1-800
Call Sarah.
We are family.
Paid for by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm.
This is the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. No official auto show taking place this year. We're bringing the show to you. Today's stop highlights Ford Motor Company. The WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith is presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. Here's Paul.
It's Friday!
Yay!
Whew, you can say that again.
Yay!
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's Friday, September 18th, the 262nd day of 2020. There are 104 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And what a beautiful gift this day is, beginning with the sunshine. A bit chilly, 48 degrees, but sunny and beautiful. And we're happy to be doing this very special broadcast, the WJR Road Show, the Paul W. Smith Show, featuring today Ford Motor Company. The next several Fridays will be featuring the various auto companies and the suppliers that are so very important with them that are sponsoring this broadcast as well. And we do appreciate that. By the way, I said we've got our Lions football on Lions Radio Sunday. I said college football didn't start, Big Ten yet. Well, it is going to happen on WJR this weekend because we will have this weekend's MSU Classic game. Back in 1993, when Coach George Perlis was in charge, and it was the 1993 U of M MSU game, or MSU versus U of M game. Let's just say if you're an MSU fan and you don't remember, you will be happy with the outcome of this game. Enough said about that. One of the companies I learned about from our broadcasts as a Spartan Radio was this company called Schupan. Schupan, you've heard about them if you've listened to the games ever. They've been a very big part of sponsorship of those games. And the president of Schupan Aluminum and Plastic Sales of Schupan and Sons, if you will, is John Barry. And John Barry is on the other end of our line right now. John, good morning.
And I don't think John is quite there yet, Dub.
Ah, there we go.
We are looking for him, and we have texted him, so hopefully he's going to pop on or call in any minute now. But yes, I did notice that that MSU Classic game, isn't that great? The Spartans beat the Wolverines.
Oh, stop it. I implied that without saying it.
I know.
I didn't want to say it, but it's going to be great. It'll be a great game. It'll be great fun. And WJR will be doing that right up until we have the new season of games, which is coming. Is that October, Ann?
I believe it's mid-October, yes.
Yeah. So we've got some time.
That's going to be fun. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I hope everything works out because that's going to be a really nice breath of fresh air for all of us.
Oh, we need it. We do need it. And we hope that it continues. We hope that there's not some kind of an outbreak that causes them to slow down or stop. because of COVID-19, but it won't be shocking because we're already seeing. I mean, I can't turn into any of these papers or anywhere with news to see, to not see, if you will, some breakout. For example, this headline from yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. University of Michigan confirms cluster of 19 coronavirus cases in South Quad Residence Hall. Here's the thing. That I don't think enough attention's being paid to, and this is just me because I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV anymore. But the fact of the matter is, airborne, right?
Right.
You put a bunch of people into a building without a special medical grade filtration system like you'd find in an emergency room or intensive care unit. And even then, I'm not sure that it's 100%, but what's going to happen, and we're seeing what might be happening when we put a bunch of kids in a dorm or an apartment complex, and they're all breathing the same air.
Right. I know.
I think being an airborne problem, that this is what we're going to start to see.
Right. And communal living seems to be part of the problem because you're seeing that on all these campuses.
Right. It's not good. And I don't know that they have an answer to that right now. I pray that it's not going to be a problem because it's obviously mostly young people and they don't get hit as hard, but they can be. And there are young people who have died. And and then they can also take it home and give it to mom and dad or grandma and grandpa. So
I know.
There's a lot going on here as we try to get ourselves to the other side of the pandemic, which is, unfortunately, it's not a political statement. It's a medical fact. We're not on the other side. Overreaction, yeah, a lot of it. Politicized, yeah, a lot of that. But there is some reality of people dying. So bear that all in mind. 8 to 8:14 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Invisible Fence brand is offering $150 off their exclusive Boundary Plus technology, so more pets can safely enjoy the freedom of their yard. Visit InvisibleFence.com to schedule your free consultation. That's InvisibleFence.com. InvisibleFence.com.
And the one and only, the person I trust with our WJR traffic and weather first, Dana Clark.
Well, Paul W. still watching that closure. 7 Mile, both directions, eastbound and westbound, shut down between Gratiot and Monarch. It is closed there due to an accident. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Gordon Chevrolet. Been to a dealership advertising a crazy low payment only to find the payment is way too high? Say bye-bye and give Gordon a try. Visit online at gordonchevrolet.com or stop by the outdoor showroom at Gordon Chevrolet on Ford Road, just west of Merriman in Garden City. Gordon Chevrolet, find new roads.
Cool Canadian high pressure in and some chilly air. Chilliest since probably last spring or early summer. We'll continue with the unseasonably cool temperatures as we head on through the upcoming weekend. Get some sunshine after a little cloud early today. 61, that's it. Tonight, 40, 30 suburbs. Tomorrow, sunny, 62. Sunday, sunny, 65. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
LDB Dodge, Chrysler Jeep.
Hi, friends. Al Debe.
Your hometown dealer.
You know us for our friendly hometown service, no gimmicks approach, and of course, our good cup of coffee. But there's more. We work hard every day to help our customers find the right vehicle for the lowest price. Many under $200 a month.
Now, during our Ram Power Days, lease a new 2020 Ram 1500 Bighorn, only $122 a month, or a 2020 Jeep Compass Limited, just $108 a month.
At Al Debe, we want to earn your business by helping you get more for your trade or get out of your current lease early. Call 866-AL-DB or stop in and visit us at Al Debe Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're on Dixie Highway in Clarkson, just off I-75, exit 93. As always, I'll buy you a good cup of coffee, and if we can't make a deal, I'll even pay for your gas.
They're your hometown dealer, and they're bringing you the best. And they're bringing you the best, because they're your hometown dealer. LDB Dodge, Chrysler Jeep.
Sale in September 30th. Check your local paper for details or ldb.com.
Thinking about life insurance? Did you know in just a few minutes you can find the best price from up to 10 price competitive companies for free? You can with SelectQuote. For example, George is 39. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $22 a month. I'm Select Quote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if Select Quote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
Hey,
For your free
Greg.
quote, call 800-890-6688. That's 800-890-6688. 800-890-6688. Or go to selectquote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
The Michigan Center for Fertility and Women's Health offers the latest.
Oh, they're
in fertility
doing an
care
advertisement.
In a warm, caring, and supportive environment. Hi, I'm Dr. Carol Kowalczyk from the Michigan
Pretty
Center
cool.
for Fertility and Women's Health. If you or someone you know is looking to lessen the emotional toll of infertility, please call 586-576-0431.
My gynecologist referred me to Dr. Kowalczyk. She was so wonderful to me. They're so supportive and so nice, and I have a wonderful child. I brought him in to see everybody, and that's how close we become with the staff.
With locations in Warren, Lake Orion, Bloomfield Township, and Plymouth, we take pride in our understanding of women's health and continue to uphold the highest standards in quality patient care.
As soon as I walked in there, it was all about what are we going to do to get you to your goal of being a mom, and they never gave up because they knew that I wanted it so badly. They were just wonderful. The goal of being a mom now that I'm pregnant, I would do it 20 times over.
Call us today at 586-576-0431 or online at mifertility.com.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. With more from Ford Motor Company, here's Paul.
At 8:18, remind you on this sunny, beautiful Friday morning, the last Friday of summer, I might point out. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. I'm only telling you that autumnal equinox comes Tuesday, 9:30. So we'll have another day of summer broadcast Monday, but that's it. This is the last Friday of summer, frankly. But meanwhile, you know what this means. It's Friday in this time period. It's time for movie. Show. Plus. Movie Show Plus. Dana Clark, Greg Russell.
Oh, that way.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
That way.
And then there's Paul. That's easy.
Well done.
No.
That's easy.
That way.
Yeah. Well, so now that we all know where we are on social media, because the whole show is being done on Facebook and YouTube, etc., as well as 760 on the AM dial, WJR. Greg Russell comes to us every Friday with ideas of films to see. He'll give his opinion. Dana will give her opinion. I'll say I really want some Imagine Theater buttered popcorn. I want the buttered popcorn from Imagine Theater. Governor, open these theaters.
Open the theaters.
This is
the theaters.
my best Ronald Reagan tear down this wall
I was
line.
going to say the same thing.
I would do the Ike Bin Berliner popcorn, but I can't do that from John F. Kennedy. So anyway, we got some good films, I think. Yes. Yeah. Where do you want to start? John Paul, you're going to have to stand up. I'm assuming
John
it
Paul,
says George and Ringo.
Right. No particular reason except it was like the cleanest shirt I could find.
We figured.
Well, that's a pretty important reason, right, Dana?
Yes, very.
That's how Dana and I live.
That's right.
Boy, what's clean?
Put it on.
Clean. I'm going to put that on. Yeah. All right. So we have Antebellum, The Devil All the Time, and oh my, Ratchet, like Nurse Ratchet from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That scares me already. Where do you want to begin?
Let's see. We can start with Antebellum.
All right.
It stars Janelle Monáe. And the thing is, I can't even get too deep into that one or Ratchet because you don't want to give away any of the, turns or anything that goes on. But it's all about this lady. When the movie first starts out, it's during slavery time. So you see her, she is, a slave and, there and going through all the stuff. But next thing you know, she wakes up and it's modern time. And what's going on with her is she's living today, but every time she goes to sleep, She goes back like 100 and some odd years. All the people she knows in her current life or the present day life are all back there.
Oh.
And it's just this whole, weird, bizarre thing. In fact, most people, including myself, when I first saw like the ads of it for it, I thought it was a Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Like a Jordan Peele movie, which
it does.
You got to give him credit. Anytime you see stuff like that, it's like, oh, that's Jordan Peele.
Mhm.
But it's really, it's hard hitting, it's gripping, something that is almost like today's headlines. I got to talk to Janelle Monáe about it, and yeah, she just really got into really the whole belly of the story. And it's another one of those where you hope that people will check it out, and hopefully it opens some eyes to a lot of different things that are going on.
It looks a little scary too.
Well, let's check it out ourselves right now with a cut from Antebellum.
Sounds good.
We are descendants of the gods. This land was always ours, but we must never relent. We're nowhere and everywhere.
You're from Virginia, right? I can tell. You're special. We are the future.
Whoever you were before, that's over.
This is apparently not a comedy.
No laughs whatsoever.
What do you give
Which
it?
one is true? The past or the? Oh, you can't tell us.
Don't tell us. Don't ruin it for
Yeah, I was gonna say, I won't ruin it for you. But no, it's a good one, Paul W. I mean, out of our scale of 1 to 4, definitely a good solid 3. It's a strong movie, definitely one for today. So
okay,
All right, that's it. A strong 3. All right, let's listen to The Devil All the Time, the next film.
How and why people from 2 points on a map without even a straight line between them can be connected is at the heart of our story in Knock 'em Stiff.
You ever think about how we ended up orphans living in the same house?
I know what my daddy did.
Some people would say it's just dumb luck. Others would tell you it was God's plan. When people look back on it, they had no other choice.
They had no other choice.
So this is Batman versus Spider-Man in this one.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is it's almost like this is awards weekend for good things. Yeah, this movie, it takes place in the 1940s and goes all the way through the 1960s about a family that lives in Southwest Ohio, but also has family members in West Virginia. And just how there are certain people who kind of use a higher power to get what they want from people.
Mm-hmm.
And the weirdest part, because I got to talk to the author and director about this, the family's name is Russell. So
no way.
I'm going, oh, great. You're showing the Russell side. We didn't want anybody to know.
Right.
Oh, funny.
And the other coincidental thing is when the one young guy played by Tom Holland is writing a letter to his grandmother. On the postcard, I see her name. Her name is Emma Russell. That was my aunt.
No.
Yes. And then there was this one road he had to take to get back to the family home, and it was called Clarence. And that's my dad, Clarence Russell.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Wow.
The guy with Ancestry.com and got my entire family.
You found some more cousins.
Right.
All right. When we go to Netflix to find The Devil All the Time, we're going to be happy? 3 stars? 2 stars?
Yeah, I was going to say 3 stars. You're not going to be happy. Again, these are kind of like all very dramatic movies, this weekend. But it's another one that definitely will, pull you in and make you want to watch.
When you made the comment, it's like awards weekend because they're all shooting for awards. Of course, we do have the Emmys this weekend.
That's right.
So it is an awards weekend in every way.
Right.
Yes.
And that's going to be kind of strange to see. I look forward to watching it this coming Sunday just to see how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So this third and final movie is for whoever is out there who wondered whatever happened to that wretched nurse Ratched. Apparently, someone felt it important enough to go back and check in on her.
That's
that right?
Right. It's almost like her prequel because this is before One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This is how she got into nursing. Claire Paulson, who's a very, very great,
She is life.
Yeah.
She really is.
She plays her, and I mean, it's kind of like she's just this stern, just no mess around, and is definitely going to get her way. And then Judy Davis plays another nurse who's already at this hospital that she goes to work for, who thinks she's the one in charge. So they definitely butt heads. And my favorite, though, Paul W., you'll love this. Sharon Stone's in this movie, and she just plays this weird rich lady who's got a monkey who sits on her shoulder, who wears the same outfit she does every day.
So then it's just Sharon Stone being Sharon Stone.
That's right.
I'm just kidding. Let's listen to a little Ratchet.
I remember my mother and father, but I can't picture them. You see, I was taken away from them when I was very young and told that someday I would see them again. But that was a lie. The doctors and nurses here, they want to give you hope that one day you can leave here. But you deserve someone to show you mercy. How different I would be if someone had.
Wow.
I would not want to be in a room with her by myself.
What a weekend of heavy movies.
Oh, it is. I mean, if you've got a fully stocked bar, enjoy all of it.
Jeez.
It's like Jordan Peele could have done all three of these films.
She is so scary.
Man.
Yeah. And, I was saying, and it's another one of those where can't tell you much because it's kind of like every character in the movie, I will say this much, has something going on. And at the end, it all ties together.
Now, is this a movie or a series?
A series, I'm sorry.
A series.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like 8 of them.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
my.
Oh boy, I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Oh yeah.
You gonna binge watch all 8?
Probably.
Oh,
Probably.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
All right, Greg, what did we give that one? How many?
The same. Like I said, it's a good weekend.
Yeah, it's a trifecta of 3s.
It really is. I mean, they're scary, suspenseful. They're all dramas, so don't look for any comedy.
I picked up on that. Greg Russell, our own Dana Clark as well on movie. Show.
Plus.
Now, will I see you later this morning on television with your John Paul, George, and Ringo shirt?
You might change it out. Huh?
I may change that one out. I'm
right.
that I'm, dusting off now in the dryer. So.
Right.
I can always tell if you just went running from this to the television studio or you taped the television at a earlier date.
Oh no, but everything's right here in the basement bunker where I got to tell you, when I did talk to Sharon Stone about that movie,
yeah,
she wants to come over to my house and have a drink with me here in the basement. I told her anytime she wants. Come on.
So jealous.
Wow.
He talks to all the stars.
Oh
yeah. And they invite themselves over to his house for a drink. And we're talking Sharon Stone.
That's right.
All right. We got to run. With that thought in mind, we got to run along here. Thank you.
Bye, Greg.
We
appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
It very much as Dana changes hats very quickly at 8:30.
This report is sponsored by Fresh Time Farmers Market. It's no surprise that healthy living begins with what they eat. Stop by Fresh Time Market for premium Black Angus beef T-bone steak, $6.99 a pound. Now through September 22nd, you can trust Fresh Time to bring you real food at real affordable prices.
Getting the job done, that's Jackie DeMarco, Ford Director of North American Trucks Product Line Management. She's coming our way right after the 8:30 news, which is next. After we check our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
Well, some good news, Paul. W Traffic First, sponsored by Marathon. No matter where your travels take you, Marathon can improve your engine performance with quality top-tier gasoline. Marathon, fueling the American spirit. Earlier accident that had 7 Mile, both directions, eastbound and westbound, closed between Gratiot and Monarch. That is clear. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by IBEW Local 58. And the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA. Put the expertise and skill of NECA signatory contractors and IBEW electricians to work on your commercial, public, industrial, or residential construction project. Safety and proper PPE use matter more than ever. Start safe, stay safe. www.poweringmichigan's future. Chilly today, some sun and clouds, a high of 60. Tonight, clear skies, low 41. 49 degrees. I'm Dana Clark. WJR News with Dick Hafner is coming up next.
This report is sponsored by Fresh Time Market.
It's no surprise that healthy living begins with what we eat. Stop by Fresh Time Market for premium Black Angus beef T-bone steak, $6.99 a pound, now through September 22nd. You can trust Fresh Time to bring you real food at real affordable prices.
The lights are on, the players are on the field, but that's about the only things that are unchanged as high school football comes back. The first game was played last night at Orchard Lake St. Mary's against Walled Lake Western. Normally the stands will be jammed, but now spectators are limited to 2 per player. Before people were allowed into the stadium at Orchard Lake St. Mary's on Thursday night, they had to wear a mask and had their temperatures checked and their names checked off of a guest list. Tickets are supposed to be digital. No cash is supposed to change hands. At these football games, the high school football season has 6 games and then a playoff game for all the teams. Orchard Lake St. Mary won last night 28-7. The Pac-12 may declare a football season during a meeting of those university officials today. A new poll taken for the Free Press shows Senator Gary Peters with a 4-point lead over John James in the U.S. Senate race in Michigan. Peters had a 10-point lead in the same poll 2 months ago. Joe Biden had a CNN town hall event last night. President Trump was at a rally in Wisconsin. Recovery efforts continue and the extent of damage becomes clear following Hurricane Sally.
Devastation left behind by Hurricane Sally in southern Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. The hurricane making landfall early Wednesday morning near Gulf Shores, Alabama. On Thursday, an apartment complex there seen ripped to pieces. In Pensacola, Florida, flooding and storm surges up to 6 feet were seen in some areas. Hundreds have already been rescued from rising floodwaters along the Gulf Coast, and at least 300 more need help, according to officials. The I-10 bridge there closed indefinitely as it may no longer be structurally sound. Residents will remain under a curfew for the next several days as crews survey damage to roads.
That's Fox News correspondent Aisha Hasni. A teenager has been arrested following an ambush attack on Arizona state troopers in Phoenix. No one was hurt. Police are searching for 2 suspects after shots were fired into the home of 2 police officers in Camden, New Jersey. No one was hurt. Texas is reopening with 75% capacity at retail stores, restaurants, and gyms in most of the state of Texas. Former Macomb County Prosecutor Eric Smith is expected to plead guilty today in a Zoom hearing in Detroit federal court on charges of obstruction of justice. Before becoming a box office hit, this classic film was based on a book.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Forrest Gump's author, Winston Groom, has died. Winston Groom was 77 years old. Chuck Dalgleish has died. He was a well-known car dealer in the Detroit area and a member of the Dalgleish family who has run dealerships since the 1920s around here. Car dealer Charles Dalgleish was 95. On Wall Street, the Dow futures are down 14. I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News. More coming up with Paul W.
This year, Michigan businesses have had to adapt, and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation was right there alongside them, helping to connect businesses to new resources, meet new partners, and access the additional capital they needed right from the start. If your business needs support to reach its new potential, the MEDC is available to help in any way we can. Contact us today for customized business assistance at michiganbusiness.org/partnership.
It's September, and if you're looking for any type of vehicle, come see what we can do for you. Hi friends, Phil Golling here, remind you about our 6, soon-to-be 7 dealerships. We have Golling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bloomfield Hills, Chelsea, and Roseville. Golling Alfa Romeo Fiat in Birmingham. Golling Buick GMC in Lake Orion. Golling Toyota in Warren, and opening soon, Golling Kia on 14 Mile Road east of John R. and Madison Heights. Since 1966, we've been honored to serve your automotive needs. Learn more online at Golling.com. That's Golling.com.
Confidence. It's important to have when you're on the road. Be prepared for whatever cooler weather brings. With a new set of innovative Bridgestone or dependable Firestone tires on your car, truck, SUV, or minivan, you're riding on tires you can trust. Bridgestone and Firestone tires are engineered to give you peace of mind so you can focus on enjoying the journey. Bridgestone and Firestone are proud to support their global OE and aftermarket customers. Bridgestone, your journey, our passion.
This is Mike Donovan, host of Not Free America on Sundays at 5 p.m. right here on WJR AM 760 in Detroit. This weekend on Not Free America Radio, economic disaster looms as our GDP crashes. What does losing a third of our economy really mean? Meanwhile, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo takes quarantining travelers to a new extreme. And we talk facts about qualified immunity in the American police state. Join us Sundays at 5 p.m. right here on Not Free America Radio.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. With more from Ford Motor Company, here's Paul.
Special thanks to all of those people you just heard listed. They are partners of ours and partners of the auto industry, the suppliers, and our sponsors for the program. We really appreciate that. It is a pleasure to say hello, Jackie DeMarco, Ford Director of North American Trucks, Product Line Management. And what an exciting time to be you, Jackie.
Thanks, Paul. Good morning. How are you?
I am excellent, thank you. With a great product like the best-selling vehicle of all time, the F-150, and the new 2021 F-150 to be delivered to dealers come November. And this very exciting, been under wraps, but now is unwrapped, the F-150, the electric F-150. Tell me a little bit about your excitement regarding that.
Oh, we're incredibly excited. So we're announcing the building of the facility at the Rouge, the historic Rouge plant, to build our new electric F-150 that'll be out middle of 22. And at the same time, we are rolling out the 21 model year F-150. We started producing those this week for customers, and those, like you said, will be available mid-November with just all kinds of purpose-built features that we're able to deliver to our customers who really love their trucks and are people who really get the job done.
Our listeners at News Talk 760 WJR, it makes sense, we're the heart of Detroit. Our listeners care a lot about this because many of them are involved themselves, or their family members are, or their family members were. And when Ford Motor Company says they're going to invest $700 million in the historic Rouge complex, a lot of people have a very strong, deep feeling for the Rouge complex, and now getting ready for the all-electric Ford F-150. But some of the people are asking me an interesting question I hadn't thought a lot about, and I'm going to ask you, Jackie DeMarco. What are the differences between having a plant, or in this case, building a plant, for electric vehicles as opposed to the good old-fashioned internal combustion engine vehicles?
Yeah, clearly really important to this area. And I can tell you, when I first moved up to Michigan and started working at Ford 24 years ago, the very first assembly plant I went to was Dearborn Assembly on the Rouge, where they were at the time producing Mustangs. And since then we've moved Mustang production down to Flat Rock, and we've had several F-150 families built, and now it's exciting that we're changing over to our newest F-150 and then adding to that with the all electric. And this is really a great chance for Ford to build on that history of the Rouge with what's going to be our most technically advanced plant as it goes through, as we're able to build a new facility to build the electric F-150. So yeah, it's a very some things are very much the same, and some things are a bit different. So we've got our body shop there that's going to be sharing with both the electric and the traditional plant, and then all kinds of new technology, as you can imagine, installing batteries versus internal combustion engines, a lot fewer parts. We will have carriers. Everything will be very connected and move through the plant in a very different way from what you see in the main plant.
Jackie DeMarco with us, Ford Director of North American Trucks. As the big news of the week, Ford deepens commitment to American manufacturing, celebrates production start of the all-new F-150 being delivered to dealers come November, breaking ground on the new electric F-150 plant at the historic Rouge Center. A lot going on. And I'm wondering, since you're overseeing all of this, Jackie, as the Director of North American Trucks, whenever anyone talks about making any changes to an iconic vehicle like the Ford F-150, there are people who get a little nervous. And that's not just in the glass house. That's outside the glass house, too, because the people who love their Ford F-150 love their Ford F-150. Certainly, they're open to any improvements you can make, but don't be changing that thing too much. So there's a little pressure on you and everybody on the team, isn't there?
There sure is. There sure is. But, F-150 is America's favorite truck because we have innovated over time. And so certainly we all feel that tradition and that history. And we know those customers and we know how much, not only do they just love their truck and what it enables, but they depend on it for their lifestyle and their livelihoods. So we take it very seriously, but we are the leaders and we'll never stop innovating. And we've seen that all throughout our history. And as we've brought in so many different variants, including, more recently bringing the first EcoBoost, going to the aluminum truck, which has been an enormous success for us.
That was a big, scary moment, but it turned out very, very well. So I don't sense as much fear with the new F-150 or the new all-electric F-150. I think that was a big test, switching over to aluminum, and it worked, and others started copying you.
Yeah, it did. It absolutely did. And I think, for us, it all comes back to knowing, what's the purpose of a truck and knowing our customers really well and making sure that we're always doing the right thing. When we switch over to the electric F-150, it is going to be truly a truck. And it's going to be for people that tow and haul and use their truck for work and use their truck for play. And we're going to have lots of provisions and all of the greatness that comes with electric vehicles. We're going to use that, things like having an enormous front workstation for customers where the engine used to be, where they can actually use that as an area for work and play.
A lockable area, like a trunk, which you didn't have on a pickup truck. You were kind of exposed with your stuff. And amazing, I'll repeat it again because it bears repeating, that the all-electric Ford F-150 will be the most powerful F-150 yet. It's not what people expect from an electric vehicle, but that's the way it is, Jackie. Anything else we need to know before we let you go?
We're excited to bring these products to market, and we're excited to be here in Michigan making Ford trucks.
We're excited to have you here, and we're excited, looking forward to seeing the new vehicles. Thanks, Jackie, very much.
Thanks, Paul W.
Jackie DeMarco, Ford Director of North American Trucks, Product Line Management. It's that new F-150. She's got a big role with the Ford trucks, and it's an exciting time working, and nerve-wracking time working on the most popular vehicle for decades now, the F-150. It's 8:45 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Everstream, the business-only fiber network. At Everstream, the business-only fiber network, they believe business deserves better. Everstream's full-service approach to business connectivity delivers the speed and reliability that businesses demand. Everstream, faster fiber, better business.
Let's check it. Our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
Traffic First, sponsored by AARP Michigan. Health and financial security of voters over 50 are on the line. That's why AARP Michigan is fighting for your choice to be heard. Whether you're voting from home or at the polls, AARP wants to make sure you know all your options. Learn more at aarp.org/MIVotes. Construction this weekend starting tonight, 94 westbound between 696 and 75, shutting down all lanes 9 p.m. until 5 a.m. on Monday. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Super Car Wash. Want your car to shine? Visit one of Super Car Wash's 11 locations throughout Metro Detroit. Enjoy unlimited car washes at all 11 locations for just $12.95 a month. Car Wash features free vacuums and free hand towel drying. Look super. Go unlimited today.
Chilly air settles in as cool Canadian high pressure is winning. Frost advisories for some areas off to the south and southwest of us. The nighttime hours tonight, it's going to get cold here for this time of year. A run through the day today with any clouds around, giving way to clear sky, 61. Tonight, 40 in town means 30 suburbs and patchy frost. Tomorrow, sunny, 62. Sunday, sunny in the mid-60s. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic on Newstalk 760 WJR.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true in the face of flu. Influenza has the power to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Now more than ever, getting your flu vaccine is essential. Vaccines are proven to be safe and effective. In a typical year, flu vaccinations prevent millions of illnesses and thousands of hospitalizations and deaths in the U.S. The flu vaccine can't give you the flu, and everyone 6 months and older should be vaccinated. As we continue to face COVID-19, we need to face the flu together to protect our healthcare and essential workers and those at the highest risk for flu complications, people over 65, younger than 5, pregnant women, and those with underlying health conditions. Help us hit the flu head on. Get your vaccine. Learn more at michigan.gov/flu. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Have you been told you need spine surgery or just sick of living in pain? The Disc Institute has a proven, painless alternative. If your neck, back, or sciatic pain is due to a herniated, degenerative, or bulging disc, then you actually have two problems. One, your pain, and two, your bad disc. Drugs, therapies, epidurals, and new pain lasers are designed to only treat your pain, but they're not designed to treat your disc problem. And this is crucial because your bad disc is what's causing your pain in the first place. Without addressing your disc problem, your problem will get worse, which can ultimately lead to surgery. At the Disc Institute, we have a proven solution to solve both of your problems, your pain and the bad disc that's causing it, with our high-tech, non-invasive treatments. This is what can stop your pain without surgery. We'll even review your MRI for no charge.
To schedule an appointment at the Farmington, Clinton Township, or Grand Blanc locations, call 586-416-DISC. That's 586-416-3472.
Lear, a global automotive technology leader in seating and e-systems, headquartered in Southfield, Michigan, has a reputation for identifying industry trends and acting on them. It's a position they've earned by engineering and manufacturing superior vehicle technology with constant reliability and excellence. But what really sets Lear apart is their track record of responsibility, honoring commitments to the team, and the unwavering support of the communities where they do business. A diverse global culture that understands that they can achieve more together. As the industry continues to transform, Lear faces the future of the vehicle with an even bolder vision, one that is connected, electrified, and sustainable, and one that enables them to make every product, every experience, and every drive better than the one that came before it. Lear, making every drive better. Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Presented by Bridgestone, Lear, Continental Structural Plastics, Axalta, and Eckhart. With more from Ford Motor Company, here's Paul.
You know, we talk about that iconic Rouge plant and how it touched so many of us. Little did I know that our own WJR news director, Dick Hafner, used to work at the Rouge. I suspect that we could reach out in front of us, in back of us, alongside of us, and touch somebody who has a Rouge plant story. But little did I know that our own Dick Hafner actually worked there in days gone by. John Barry, president of Schupan Aluminum and Plastic Sales. I only became familiar with them when they started sponsoring Michigan State athletics, and we are Spartan Radio, and proudly so. So we got to know about Schupan, and John Barry is the president of Schupan Aluminum and Plastic Sales, and here. I think you guys just recently also signed on for the MSU Classic Rewind broadcast, like the one we're having this weekend in the great MSU versus Michigan game of 1993 with Coach George Perlis, if I recall. John, welcome to the program.
Paul, good morning. Thank you for having us on.
Well, it's our pleasure. I'm not going to give away who won that game. but but I suspect I could guess. I already know who won. I'm not going to say the score. I want people to go into it and have fun. Suffice to say, you're sponsoring it. You're a big Michigan State guy. I think it's going to be a good Saturday again for Michigan State on this special broadcast we've got coming up this weekend. How'd you guys first get involved, so involved with MSU?
Well, I'll tell you, Paul, our company bleeds green and white. So Mark Schupan, went to Michigan State back in the 60s. And we have a lot of employees that have gone to Spartan U, and we're happy to support in any way that we can.
Earlier this year, Schupan developed two new products, a hands-free door opener and a sneeze guard that's both recommended for use in schools, offices, restaurants, and other businesses. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's interesting. We started getting calls back in mid to late July from a couple of local schools and voting precincts, and they really wanted to go above and beyond. They were, certainly concerned about common touch points. They wanted to get some plastic barriers in place. So we came up with a sneeze guard design that was really easy to break down, clean, and then, certainly store if you don't want to use it. But one of the really cool benefits about certainly on the school side is that a lot of these students are using these as dry erase boards. So they can put their names on them. They can do some math problems, and it's been a really nice tool for the students.
Well, that's good, and that's important. It's an important part of the whole education process and the change in America when people fully understand how important sustainability is, recycling is, and all of that. And of course, that's where it all began for now Schupan aluminum and plastic sales, and your little developments like the hands-free door opener and the sneeze guard and all of that. In overall, from what I see, John Barry, as president, I'll give you credit that overall, this is a story on how Schupan, like other businesses, have had to kind of pivot and adapt and, in a sense, remake yourself to do business in the midst of a pandemic, huh? Right?
No question about it. No question about it. Well, one of our core values as a company is really, being inspired to help others. And certainly with the pandemic, there's that old saying that necessity is the mother of all invention. So we really tried to, when we got those questions from some local schools and voting precincts, we said, what else could we make with the items that we have? This division of Schupan, it's kind of like a lumberyard. We sell brand new material and do a lot of manufacturing. So we're able to kind of think of some products that might be able to help people with those sneeze guards. And I don't know of anyone that wants to grab a door handle anymore. So the hands-free door openers have been a real big hit because people can certainly use their foot to open the door, and we're allowing people to do custom colors and logos and everything else.
All very good, and it's great finally catching up with you. Have a great weekend with that MSU Classic game, the 1993 game between U of M and MSU. And if you can pop on for a second, what time is that broadcast? Do we have that? Do you have that in front of you? I don't have it in front of me. Meanwhile,
I do not have that in front of me.
I'm sorry?
I do not have that.
Okay, so it's this weekend. Keep listening. We'll get that for you. John Barry, president of Schupan Aluminum and Plastic Sales. Thanks for being with us, sir.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you guys having us on.
All right. Have
Go
a great
green.
Go green. Oh, right. And of course, from my school, go blue, since their teams are playing each other this weekend.
3 p.m., Dub.
3 o'clock. All right.
Go green,
3 p.m.
go white.
Go green, go white, as Spartan Radio here. 3 o'clock, the 1993 U of M versus MSU game. It'll be a lot of fun, but especially a lot of fun for Spartan fans, if you know what I'm saying. I think you do. All righty. Thanks to the team. Ann Thomas, our executive producer, Brian Morton, our production director, Dick Hafner, news director, Dana Clark, WJR Traffic and Weather, Restaurants and Movies. Steve Courtney helping out as the Lions come back with sports and MSU. Mike Kim, who puts up with more of me than you could ever imagine and helps me every minute of my life. I appreciate that. all the time. And thanks to you for tuning in, whether it's online, social media, or the good old-fashioned 760 on the AM dial. We are thrilled to be here with you on WJR and guiding you through the pandemic with all that's going on. It seems to me like the music has gotten very loud. And with that happy note on our social media, regards, Paul W. Smith.
This report is sponsored by Dell.
Dell
semi-annual sale is on with up to 40